Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot and today I'm kind of stuffed up, so sorry if my voice sounds weird, but we are going to be looking at your October 2021 predictions today. It's gonna go a bit differently than how I've done them in the past just because I wanted to switch things up. I don't know, some of you may have never met this bad boy before, but he holds all of our charms. So we're doing charms today. We're gonna get channeled messages from your guides and see what they want you to know. We're also gonna see like what loving energies are watching over you during this month, and we're just gonna see overall what you need to know for this month, what big things may be happening, and all of that sort of good stuff. So we have 4 different piles to choose from today. Starting with pile 1, we have this Smoky Quartz worry stone, Palmstone, whatever you might call it. And then for pile 2, we have this Rhodonite Lotus. Then for pile 3, we have this emerald, I think it's also a Palmstone, something like that. And then finally for pile 4, we have this Aquamarine point. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's totally fine if you feel drawn to more than one. There may be messages for you in multiple piles, but I mean, it's only 30 days, so I can't imagine how much big stuff is going to be packed into one month. But I mean, do what you want. We're here for you. So pick as many piles as you want. There will not be an extended today. We're just doing the standard reading. So once you have picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the timestamp or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps listed below, and we will get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Smoky Quartz Palmstone and this pile of cards, this is going to be your reading. We will look at your oracles in a second, but I'm going to start by shuffling your cards on camera and seeing what comes out. I am taking reversals today, so do be aware of that. But yeah, we'll see what may possibly be happening this upcoming month. Remember, with all predictions videos, this is predicting what is most likely to happen at the time of which I am filming, so late September. Just remember that the future is never set in stone. Of course, you have free will, and when it comes to these just future predictions videos, you know, even if you don't like what you see, it's only 30 days. So there can always be something more positive next month. But okay, let's go ahead and see. So Spirit, what is going on for pile 1 in the month of October? What do they need to know about that you want them to be aware of? Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Knight of Swords upright. We have the Magician in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords upright. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands upright. We have the Star upright, and on the back of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, I just remembered as well, I wanted to use the Iris Oracle deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that really quickly while I am talking to you. It's kind of interesting that I said, even if this month isn't very great, like there will always be another month and there will always be something else happening. Oh, there it is. I was like, where is it? Because it does kind of seem like, I don't know, maybe September hasn't been going too hot. I'm not laughing because I think that's funny. I'm just laughing because like I'm nervous getting into the energy, but I think that also your energy has been very like nervous as of recently. I'm actually going to shuffle 2 of these cards for you guys as well. And then I'll lay out your other oracles. And then we'll get into the reading. Come on, let's go. Because one thing that I can see for sure is that there's a lot of like, I feel like you're having trouble trusting yourself right now. Okay, so Spirit, what else does pile 1 need to know the month of... Okay, thank you. All right. So now, let's see. We have Gifts to the Portal and the Heart Eater. Okay. So your other oracles, we have Invisibility, Authenticity. We have Transformation, like 1,000 storms held in the hands, soft against the winds. There is change arising from deep within. We also have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. We also have Baba Yaga, the Wise and Wild Woman, Duality, the Witch. And finally, we have the Thinking Woman. So I'm taking this energy to represent you. You don't have to identify as a woman. This is just an energy. But it makes a lot of sense considering what we have going on here. Because I definitely think that no matter who you are, where you come from, if you picked this reading, I would definitely say that, like, September hasn't been too hot for you. And I think that this energy is kind of transitioning into October. But the beautiful thing that we finished off with is the star upright, which is great because that always means that there's hope. But Spirit is kind of bringing you to a breaking point, it kind of seems like. For some of you, I get the vibe like maybe... Because, okay, so the first vibe that I'm getting for some of you is that if you are single and somebody came into your life, and I'd say they're already in your life, or you've been talking to them. Like, this seems like something very casual. If something feels off about them, you need to trust it. Because one thing that I'm seeing here is that there's a huge divide between your head and your heart. But the thing is that, like, your heart's not even really in the game when it comes to the month of October. You're totally in your head. I mean, the 9 of Swords here, clarified by the Thinking Woman. The 9 and the Knight, I should say. It seems like somebody in your life, whether this be a romantic interest, a colleague. I just heard specifically for some of you, somebody that lives in your dorm. I know a lot of people don't live in dorms, so they'll know that's not for them, but it kind of seems like this is going to be a month that tests your patience a little bit. But this is actually a really unique opportunity for you because you're going to have the very difficult experience of, should I trust what somebody is saying to me or should I trust my gut? And this is actually coming in, 1, to show you how far you've come in terms of your intuitive abilities, and 2, to show you that these are challenges that you're always going to be faced with in life. Like, there's going to be good shit happening, but also you're going to be dealing with annoying things as well. Baba Yaga kind of gets a bad rep, but this deck kind of explains how in more recent years, people are trying to, reclaim her narrative as not only somebody that can be wild, but someone also that can be wise, that also rules over witchcraft. So shout out to my witches out there. If you're in this pile, she could be looking over you. And actually, one thing that I'm kind of hearing is that you may not understand why things come to fruition this month. And this is like the quintessential rejection is divine protection energy. I also just felt something brush my leg. Like, okay, is it weird if I show you the part of my leg? Okay, I'm just gonna do it really quick. I'm wearing socks, so it's not that weird. Okay, so I just felt something like right here on my leg, like brush by my leg. So be careful if you're like wearing, what is it? Like, I can almost just see somebody like accidentally cutting up their leg. So be careful with your legs. Wear leggings or something. Wear something to cover your legs. Be safe. I've never had a message like that before. So hopefully it wasn't, I didn't just assault you with my leg. But anyway, one thing that I am hearing is that you're not going to see the fruits of the rewards and you're not going to reap the fruits of your labor this month. But that does not mean they're not coming. And in fact, we have this synchronicity twice with the number 25. I actually think that if you're considering working with deities, I would say probably if you're considering working with deities, you either already do or you've been doing research into it. I would say there is an encouragement to do that this month. In fact, I don't think it would hurt you to look into some sort of like protection ritual or like doing something to protect your energy. You can wear like protective bracelets, you can wear the evil eye. It just kind of seems like there's somebody in your life that's kind of manipulative. And this is either, for some of you, I got the vibe like it's a romantic interest, like with the Page of Cups here, with the Three of Swords on the back of the deck. Like I really feel like Spirit's coming through with this message to prevent you from gaslighting yourself into allowing a situation to happen. Because what I'm kind of feeling like is there's somebody in your life who probably doesn't have the best of intentions, but are very good with their words. And one thing that I'm seeing here is that, like, I feel like you're going to be going crazy a little bit because you're like, you feel internally that something's not right. But the way that this person is talking to you or the way that people see this person or treat this person, the people around you are not going to give you any indication that your gut feeling is correct. And I think Spirit is saying we want you to trust your gut feelings anyway, because it does seem like this person is a catalyst of some kind for your transformation, for you to help align yourself. But from what I'm seeing here, and for some of you, I get the vibe that it's not even like a romantic interest, like it's like a friend, a fair-weathered friend, that is either like jealous of you or like somebody who's got their own issues is projecting their own shit onto you. And now I feel really protective. I'm like, who is this? Like, I will find them. Like, essentially, the fact that the invisibility card is kind of your overall month, Spirit is asking you to stay true to yourself this entire month, even when you really feel like you should think the opposite. I mean, the reason why this Nine of Swords is here, why you're going to be feeling insane, is because everybody around you is just going to be like, oh yeah, like this person is great or everything is fine. Like they're not going to really understand where you're coming from. And so I would say that Spirit is maybe kind of cautioning you to keep what you're intuiting and what you're picking up on like really close to the chest. I would like honestly like write it down somewhere or something like that, because I just feel like somebody, like with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like somebody is like promising you something, like a job offer or like a more substantial relationship, or like for some of you this could be living arrangements, like potential, like if you have second thoughts about living with somebody, trust those second thoughts. Don't sign that lease. Spirit will come through in some other way. I feel like this living with this person would just be kind of a nightmare. But I think one thing that Spirit is saying as well with the Heart Eater card here is that there may be somebody, this person, whoever they may be, is a really bitter and miserable person, if I'm being honest. And I think they kind of thrive off of seeing other people like struggle in chaos and seeing other people like, I think that this person likes to bring people down to their level because they hate to see people doing better than them. And what's really beautiful though, and the vibe that I'm getting from Spirit is that like, this is not even something, like this is just a speed bump for you. Whereas for this person, it's like, this is hardly even going to touch you. I feel like protective measures would be good. I think Spirit is asking you, like, the biggest thing that's coming through here is like most of this month is going to be business as usual for you. But what Spirit wants you to understand is that there is somebody that could sidetrack you, either by manipulating you or maybe just like mentally you're distracted by this person and so you're not really able to be present. For some of you, you could be going through like a breakup, or you could be going through just like a friend breakup or really difficult circumstances. And I think Spirit is highlighting that for some of you. If this is somebody that you know, like if you've been having a difficult time with like a person or a friend in your life or somebody from your past that like you two are like not on good terms right now. They could be coming in with some sort of apology, but I would see that happening towards like the end of the month. Like there may be a decent amount of time before that happens. We do have Aquarius energy with the star. I'm actually gonna pull just really quickly because I need to know. Spirit, what's this Magician about the sun? Yeah, wow, okay. How about this Page of Pentacles in reverse? Ace of Cups. Okay, yeah, so somebody, yeah, okay. So yeah, they're either at your school, they're either at your school, at your job. One very specific message that I'm getting, if this person could be like, okay, ew, I'm getting energy that I don't like for some of you, where there could be like a man, well, it doesn't have to be a man, a person that has a career in a position of power, and they may try to like do some not so cool things. And I think that Spirit is saying, trust your gut with this stuff. Just trust yourself. I do feel like this month, I'm not gonna lie, is gonna be kind of overwhelming for you, because I think that you and your heart have been very like, yes, I know things are gonna get better for me, things are gonna get brighter, things are gonna get more positive, and you're not gonna see evidence of that very much in October, and you're gonna be really frustrated and wonder why. And that's because you're kind of in a transition phase right now. But also, these things coming in are kind of like on the tail end of like, how do I explain this? Annoying shit that you've been dealing with that's low-key kind of unfair, but like, is life ever fair? No. You're kind of receiving the tail end of a person who's either been making your life really difficult and frustrating, or a person who has been pretending like they can make your life better or that their life is super amazing. And the fact of the matter is it's just not. And it's kind of irritating because this person's energy is completely overriding the reading. And I would say the fact that that is the case means that this person is clearly creating a lot of havoc in your life or creating a lot of stress and frustration in your life. This person, whatever they are offering you, it is either fictitious or fickle in nature. The Magician in reverse to me always speaks of like manipulation. And I think that this person is just going to say what they want to make you happy. And they're going to make you offers that are not actually, they don't actually plan to follow through on. Their actions and their words like do not match. And I think that this person is in general like a very miserable person. And I think Spirit is asking you to trust your own judgment when it comes to these people and not allow them to derail you too much on October, because you're coming out on the other side of this. Like, I double pinky promise, you're coming out on the other side of this. But like I said, 30 days is not a very long period of time. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that this is just kind of part of your transformation. And I think that this is not necessarily a test, but this is an opportunity to see how you can behave differently and get better results because of it. So like, you may have the opportunity, you know, to listen to your intuition this time instead of completely disregard it. Or you could have the opportunity to say no to something or tell someone how you really feel, rather than just holding it back and pretending like something isn't bothering you. But what Spirit is saying, the most authentic advice, the most authentic feelings that you should trust are going to be the things that you feel, the things you can't see. Because with the Nine of Swords here, one thing that I can really see is that like, you're just going to be very much in your head, especially with that thinking woman. I think that you're going to be overthinking and overthinking and overthinking about this situation. And I think one thing that Spirit is saying is pay attention to your words. With the Knight of Swords here, you know, the Knight of Swords is very like, just very fast, like off the cuff, just willing to say what they think, and you may say something that you end up regretting. So one thing that I think Spirit is saying, because this person is coming through as a Knight of Swords energy as well, and I think one thing that Spirit is saying is that you can't play their game better than them. And in fact, they don't want you to play their game with them. They don't want you to be involved in this game at all, because this is what gives this person more energy to keep like acting like this. I think this is so ridiculous. I don't like this person because they're clearly like derailing your whole freaking reading, which is not fair to you or to me. We don't care about them, but clearly they're I think one thing is that they may feel threatened or intimidated by you in some way, or maybe your growth scares them. But one thing that I am hearing, and one thing that I want to assure you, is that by the end of October, you're going to be feeling a lot better. I think the biggest thing that Spirit is saying is try to detach as best as you can from your emotions when it comes to this situation. Like, maybe don't make decisions based on like what you're feeling in the moment, because that could create like a Knight of Swords. Like, you just lay it all out there, and that might be very, you might say something you regret, is the vibe that I'm getting. But with the star here, you know, Aquarius energy, Spirit, especially if this person is involved in your community in any way, especially if you guys live in like the same dorm or you work at the same place, Spirit wants you to be considering the fact that you're part of a unit, you're part of a collective of some kind, and they want you to be thinking in what is going to be most beneficial for me in terms of me existing within this collective, especially if you have to exist with this person in this sort of collective for an extended period of time. What is the best way for you to navigate this situation? Is it to be polite and distance yourself? Is it to whatever it is for you? It's going to be different for everybody. But if you don't have a person like this in your life, then this is definitely not your reading, because this is coming through very strongly. It does kind of seem like, oh, especially if you've got like midterms this month, or just have a lot of work deadlines, it does kind of seem like you're going to be overwhelmed either with work or career, school, something of that nature. And I think that Spirit is saying like your focus needs to be on you, and this person is going to completely derail that, and your guys don't want that to happen to you. So this is maybe more so a cautionary tale of saying, hey, this person, you're either already dealing with them, which I think for a lot of you already are. Like, I'm sure as soon as I talked about them, like your mind went to a certain person or a group of people. I do think it's a certain person, but they could have like little lackeys or like little minions that follow this person around. I would see them as the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the main actor in this as the Magician in reverse. But I think like what Spirit is saying is that this person is just going to drain your energy and keep you from evolving and transforming more than you already have. And they're saying like they're not worth your time or energy. This is such a temporary time in your life, or like their influence will be in such a temporary part of your life. Like, it's honestly just not worth it. This person isn't worth it. They're not worth your time or your energy. And in fact, like, people throw rocks at things that shine. And I think that this person sees how brightly you shine, and they don't like that. I think one thing as well is that, especially if this is a student or like a career situation, I think that this person is really intimidated by your intelligence, and I think they're really jealous of your intelligence. But one thing that you need to know is that intelligence can also bite you in the ass, because then you're constantly overthinking, you're constantly analyzing everything, and sometimes your brain can work against you. So Spirit is definitely asking you to be mindful of your brain and just your mental health in general in the month of October, because this person could impact it, or this situation could impact it. And Spirit is saying like, you're so close. Like, keep holding your vision, stay focused on what it is that you want. I mean, even Aquarius is like fixed energy. Spirit is saying like, this is temporary. Stay fixed on your dreams. Don't allow this dumb person or people to derail you from the greater picture, from the bigger picture, because that is what truly matters. But with this transformation card here, it says like 1,000 storms held in the hands, soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. And that's the thing, like, while things on an external level may not be changing too much, it definitely seems like internally you're going to be responding to situations differently. You're going to be responding to dipshits like this differently, and not allowing them to like take so much of your time and energy. And I think you're going to realize like how much sovereignty and how much power you have over yourself that you didn't once have. And I think that's pretty badass, pile one. So let's go ahead and see like what Spirit wants to say to you, what messages they have for you. I'm going to be using I guess I'll have them listed or linked in the description, but they're by Sin the Cancerian. I'm sure you've seen them in other places, but or other readers using them. But Let's see. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to the month of October? What do they need to know at this time? Okay, we'll start with these. We have belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. What you believe is what you will create. You can do anything. We also have accept. It is what it is. Healing occurs naturally with acceptance. Make peace with what is. The only way out is through. We also have your greatest challenges are your biggest blessings. Don't give up before the magic happens. You're leveling up. Exactly. That's the best way to describe this. You're leveling up, because you're going to kind of, I don't know, for some of you, you may reach a breaking point with a particular situation, and it's just going to unhinge you in a way that's necessary, where like you take some sort of action that stops this stuff from happening anymore, or you make a decision to like cut someone out of your life that's not benefiting you anymore. I do think though that there are good people in your life. Like if you notice this 3 of Swords, there's somebody, I think that it looks like this person is like taking the swords out rather than putting them in the skeleton's back. And I think that there's somebody, they could be a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or have those placements, that's around you that really cares for you, that may help you heal from this. But I think that Spirit doesn't want you to go to this person after everything transpires and like open up to them. You could like open up to them about what happened, but I think Spirit is asking you to kind of keep things close to the chest, only because they want you to realize that you can start trusting yourself. And they don't want this situation to be something that stops you from putting yourself out there, or making your voice, your ideas, yourself heard in the future. They want you to understand that like, bitches be bitter, and like whoever this Magician in reverse is, like they're bitter and they're jealous at how brightly you shine. Like you are the star. And I think that they don't really understand. First of all, I think that this person sincerely underestimates how much you've grown through and how much you've gone through. I think that this Magician in reverse person really sees themselves as like a victim in most scenarios. And I think what they don't realize is that, you know, instead of like healing from their own shit, they're just bleeding on other people that they aren't even realizing that they're hurting. And I think Teal Swan said this. She's really, really brilliant. If you've never heard of Teal Swan, you should check her out. But she said like something about how when somebody does something to you and it hurts you, that's how you made them feel. And it's like when they take actions out on you, like, and it hurts you, it's like, well, that's because like you made them feel that way. Now that's not your fault, but it can kind of help you understand like, oh wow, this person really like had to act like this. Like I really made them feel that way just by existing. Like, wow, that's kind of sad. Like, and it is sad. And I think what Spirit is saying is, in the words of Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. So I think Spirit is saying, keep ascending, keep evolving. Do not allow this dumb little nonsense to derail you from what you are doing. You are iconic, you are amazing, and you are going to continue to keep flourishing. But there's gonna be some bullshit, and Spirit's letting you know, hey, you're gonna deal with some bullshit this month. But we've given you all the tools and resources that you need to overcome this. And not only that, this is just like a little speed bump. This is nothing major. This is not derailing you from your path or anything like that. This is just some bullshit. And we all have that. And finally, we have balance. Slow down, lighten your load so you can float, which makes sense with this 10 of Wands here. So one thing that Spirit is saying is like, don't overcommit yourself this month. Like, especially if you're somebody who already, like, you might be like one of my friends I've had since we were really young. I love her to death, but she takes on more than she can chew because she loves being involved. But then she doesn't have any time to herself. She doesn't have time to take care of herself. And like we talk about this all the time where I'm like, you know, girly, you gotta put less on your plate, like focus on self-care, you know? And I would say, especially if you're in school, like remember that it's only like, you know, 4 years. I mean, I guess if it's undergrad, if it's longer, you might be there for a while, but you know, it's only a finite period of your life. You need to survive it. Don't like make your load so heavy that you can't even like get through the week. You know what I mean? Make sure you have to make time for just yourself too, because like, you know, the classes are hard and books and shit are hard, and I don't even really know what I'm talking about here. A lot of you must be in school, but yeah, one of the annoying things about being in school is that you can't necessarily control who you're around, and Spirit is kind of saying, you know, that's not really going to change when you get into the real world. Shout out to my people already in the real world. I'm sure you can comment and confirm. You're still going to deal with some BS in the real world. Like, that never changes. It never goes anywhere. There's always going to be someone, you know? But on the back of the deck, we have, maybe it's just a story you're telling yourself. Notice what you say to yourself and others. You have the power to change the story. And I think that this is a really powerful message for this pile, especially because I just heard what goes around comes around. So I would say be very, very careful about what you say to anyone about this situation, because I do feel like it could come back to bite you in the butt. That's kind of why this Knight of Swords is here. It's like you're kind of stabbing yourself when you say things that you don't necessarily mean, or things that you say in the heat of the moment that you regret later. But I think really like what your guides are saying is like clearly this person, or like what is happening here is enough to like derail you from being focused on what you need to be focused on, which is like, you know, your own path, your accomplishments, things of that nature. And so Spirit is saying like this person is so not worth your time. Trust yourself. You can trust yourself more than you think. Like, there are blessings coming your way, but like it takes time. And I think kind of one of the frustrating things about monthly readings like this is like not a whole lot changes within 30 days. Like, it's really not a big amount of time. So, you know, when you keep getting the same message over and over and over, it's like, well, yeah, because things are shifting. Like, it takes longer than that sometimes. But let's go ahead and see what else Spirit wants to say to you about the month of October 2021. See what final things. Ooh, okay, luck is self-belief and almost ready. And on the back of the deck, we have safe and new beginnings underneath that. So I definitely think that there are new beginnings coming your way. But I think what Spirit is saying, especially when it comes to your manifestations, and especially with this Magician in reverse, you might be like, oh, like, when are my manifestations coming? Like, I'm getting so tired of waiting. And I think Spirit is saying like, hey, they're coming. Like, they're actually really close. But I love this luck is self-belief card, because these are Harry Potter themed, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm sure most people do, but in case you don't, you know, this is all this luck potion thing. I can't remember how to say it. I don't want to say it wrong and like look stupid, so I'm just gonna say luck potion. This like luck potion, Harry pretends to give it to Ron, and then Ron thinks that he got it, and so then he plays really well in the Quidditch match that they have later. And it's totally a placebo effect. It's just that Harry got Ron to believe in himself, right? And so I think that Spirit is saying, trust that your manifestations are coming. I think that maybe one problem is that, like, because you're not taking very much time to take care of yourself, your own basic needs, things like that, the smallest thing can get in your way and start bothering you and be like get on your nerves. So you're not in the most typical, like, you're not typically as regulated, or not typically, like, in this month, I feel like it will be more difficult for you to be at your baseline. And I think that Spirit is saying, like, don't allow the events of this month to throw you off from the bigger picture, from the bigger goal. Like, this is just a month. And Spirit is truly saying, like, you're safe. We've got you. Your manifestations are safe. In fact, they're almost ready. They're coming. But I feel like with this Magician in reverse, Spirit is really saying, like, it's not going to happen this month. Don't anticipate it this month. Instead, look at this month as you transforming. Look at this month as, like, you're an observer, and you're essentially, like, kind of half there, watching yourself experience and react to things, but also, like, guiding yourself. Like, this month is kind of about being your own best guide and learning how to, like, not allow shitty situations, shitty people, XYZ to deter you from the bigger picture and to frustrate you, make you feel like crap, all of that. We don't want that. And what I can see here is by the end of the month, you will definitely have a more evolved viewpoint of why things happen the way they happened. You'll have a better understanding of how you can respond in certain situations, like what you like and what you don't. And overall, I think by the end of the month, you'll have a lot more hope. And I think you'll kind of understand why the events of this month had to transpire the way that they did. So we are going to finish off now and do some charms. So whatever comes through here, we will see. I leave it open for whatever wants to, but quick warning for my people with headphones, this is going to be loud. So you've got 3 seconds to, I guess longer than 3 seconds now that I'm talking, but like turn the volume down or take it out because I am shaking this and it's going to be loud in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I am closing my eyes and I'm just gonna pull some. Okay, that seems good to me. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, so one thing we have is this little black dog. So you could have a dog or somebody has a dog. You may be getting a dog this month, or you may just be spending time with your dog. If you do have a dog that passed on recently, this could be a sign that they are coming to say hello, and that I'm doing well, but I missed you, and I'm watching over you. So that could be for some of you. Black dog. Oh, I also just heard Scottish Terrier, which I think those are like those little tiny black dogs. Isn't that what Toto is from Wizard of Oz? I can't remember, but kind of like a Toto-esque dog. Maybe the Wizard of Oz is significant as well. We also have this cage here. Oh, wow. And we also have a mermaid in the cage. Oh my God. Wow. Hi, Ariel. Like, I feel like we've got the Little Mermaid here with us. Is that what all of you guys are? Like, are you guys dealing with Ursula? Is this what has happened? Because, listen, I can go make some calamari real quick. Like, I can fix your problem for you. Tell me which ocean. Like, I'll be there with a boat and a harpoon. Like, just let me know. Anyway, what I can definitely see, like, you've probably felt really trapped recently. I see this as you, no matter, like, what you identify as. I really just feel like your truest self has kind of been locked up in a cage. And I feel like it's been calling to you. And slowly but surely, you're kind of transforming into this person that you're meant to be and freeing yourself from this cage. But you may feel like this month, like you're kind of being tested, like you're kind of stuck in this cage. Or ooh, like, you know, Aquamarine, if you've ever seen that movie, you might be dealing with like a Cecilia, you know, she's just jealous because like Raymond's totally into you and not her, and so she's got to like, you know, trap you in a water tower, which is not cool. And I don't think that's literally gonna happen, but what I can see here is that Spirit is saying, like, do not trap yourself in the prison of your own mind, and you are nobody's prisoner. So, like, do not let somebody, like, box you in or trap you into some belief, some shit that you don't want to do. Like, Spirit is literally saying you have the key to unlock yourself, to get yourself out of any difficult things that you may be dealing with. And Spirit is saying, I think the key is mindfulness and meditation and being able to step outside of yourself and like ask yourself, okay, like what's truly going on here? Why am I feeling like this? And like, how can I make myself feel better? What is my body telling me? Things of that nature. We also have the pocket watch here, and one vibe that I'm getting is for this pile, I definitely feel like this month may go by kind of slow. You may be kind of like frustrated with this month. Like I just heard in my head, like Gwen Stefani being like, time goes by so slowly. I think that's, no, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's Madonna. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It was not Gwen, it's Madonna. I think the song is Hung Up. But yeah, it's Madonna, not Gwen Stefani. So sorry. So sorry. Please don't blame me in the comments. Okay, we also have this elephant here, and on the back it says be happy. And I think this is a sign. Elephants to me are always a sign that like you're going to overcome any obstacles that you experience, and like you're going to gain wisdom from them, that you are divinely blessed as you go about this. And also I think Spirit is saying like, you know, these are situations that are kind of outside of spirit's control. Like, the, you know, humans have free will and they can be dicks on their own fruition and free will. And I think that spirit is saying, like, you know, don't allow these people or this person to like take away your happiness, to take away like your mission, your goals, what you're here to do. Stay focused on you and trust that you're just going to breeze past these difficult experiences. Like, energetically speaking, you're an elephant, and energetically speaking about like this person, they're like, I don't know, they're not very big, they're like a rat or like a bat or something, but like, I don't know, I feel like that's an insult to rats and bats, so I'm sorry to all the rats and bats out there. I feel like this person's energy though, like, you may blow them up in your mind to be more important or more significant than they really are. And I feel like your guides are saying, like, if you could see both of you energetically, you would have a very different interpretation or idea of like what your truth is. For those of you that are already married or with somebody, there could be something significant. Like, for some of you, maybe like you might be finding out something exciting this month. Like, for example, if some of you are pregnant, I think you will know that. I'm not saying that all of you are going to get pregnant or anything like that. Don't, this is a general reading, but some of you might be finding out like the gender of your baby, or like, sorry, the sex of your baby, not the gender of your baby, the sex of your baby. Others, you may be having like a baby shower or something. I also heard like bridal shower. For some of you, you could be like, you know, doing something exciting with a romantic partner. You could be going on a trip. You could be going to the ocean. You could be, for some of you, maybe getting married or going to a wedding or something. Another vibe that I was getting from this as well is that like you may be spending more quality time with a father figure in your life. Somebody that is very nurturing and caring towards you. They may be a good person to talk to if you're dealing with any difficulties. For those of you in a separation with a counterpart, you may be feeling their energy extra heavy this month, or who knows, they could like reach out or something. I'm not going to say that for everyone because I'm not exactly sure. Take that how that resonates. I think more than anything though, you're probably just going to be feeling a lot of their energy, especially because if that's who you're manifesting, spirit is saying like it's your manifestation's safe and it's almost ready, but like not yet. So I feel like it's almost like if this little pearl was your manifestation, like it's still being protected, if that makes sense. But for those of you who have a partner already, I think this is a sign that you're going to be spending quality time with them, and they may actually be somebody that's going to help you overcome some of these difficulties. But I would say that if your significant other or spouse has a tendency to always see the good in people, take their advice like lightly, because I think that the person, like, I'm really saying you need to trust yourself this month, because I think that people are going to try to convince you to give like whoever this is like the benefit of the doubt or something like that, and spirit's like, no, like, do not give them the benefit of the doubt, do not give them your time or energy, like, no, like, it's not happening. So okay, spirit, we've got it. We also have I love autumn, so somebody named Autumn could be you could be doing something significant with them, or you could just be really enjoying the nice views in autumn. The leaves are changing. Everything is pumpkin spiced. You know, autumn's just a good time. So I think that like overall, it's like, even if things are annoying, at least, you know, at least it's autumn. We also have the letter C. I just heard Carrie, and I just heard Chris. So like Chris, Christy, Christina, I think that's all I am hearing there. I also just heard chrysalis, like, isn't when a caterpillar goes into like a cocoon, isn't that called like a chrysalis or something? So that's a vibe that I'm getting. But also we have this door here, and I felt like it was meant to be closed. Like, I feel like there's certain things that you're closing the door on this month, that you're kind of saying no to this month, and denying the ability for it to like access your energy anymore. And I think that has a positive, that there will be a lot of positive things as a result, because we have this green butterfly and this crown. And so I think as a result of you trusting yourself, not only is this going to aid your transformation, which we've already seen, because this transformation of yours is like pretty big, like it's been happening for quite a while now. And I don't think that like you're going to be done with it anytime soon, but I would say that you're more than halfway done with like the big transformations that are occurring within you. But also with this crown here, I think that you're going to be awakening a lot spiritually this month. It might be a bit freaky, but I think that your guides and like spirit is saying it's totally fine. It's going to be more like exciting and intense and cool than anything, but they want you to recognize that like you may be like, whoa, what the heck is going on this month? And it from an outsider's perspective, October is going to be very mundane. But from your own internal perspective, October is going to be kind of insane when you reflect on it. In the moment, you're definitely just going to be like trying to gather your bearings, trying your best to just get through the day. But when you look back later on this month and reflect on it, you're going to be like, oh my God, holy crap. Like, I can't believe like all that happened. Or, oh my gosh, like there's going to be syncs that you'll see that you didn't see before. There's going to be a lot of like really crazy stuff for you. And I know this sounds vague, but like it's a general reading, and there's just so many things that this could be. But I think one thing that Spirit is saying is to, you know, what's that cheesy quote that's like, keep your crown up, princess, like, you know, or keep your head up, princess, your crown is falling. So shout out to my monarchs out there. Keep your heads up, don't let your crowns fall, because you're transforming, and some people aren't gonna like to see that, but that's their problem, not yours. So pile 1, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who does that. Definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. I would love to hear. Let me know what beach this Ursula is at, and I will, you know, do some unspeakable things. Just only slightly kidding. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed. Certainly don't have to, just grateful that you're here. But if you want to support me in other ways, you can check out my social media. You can check out my merch. All those links will be down below. So I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. Oh shoot, I forgot to show you the charms up close. Okay, so if you want to look at the charms more up close, you can pause the video because I have noodle arms and I'm not gonna just hold it for like 20 years. So yeah, okay, that's all I have to say now. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonates. If not, feel free to pick a different pile, but there may not be messages here for you. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this. I hope you have a good October. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to all of my Virgos, and happy birthday to all of my Libras. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Rhodonite Lotus, this is going to be your reading on what might happen for October of 2021. So I am going to shuffle your cards first, and then we'll see what your oracles have to say. I'm interested to see what's coming through, because I'm kind of limiting Spirit this time to just what you need to know. Like, what are the most important things that you need to know this month? Just because like 30 days is not very long, and a lot of things that we experience in our lives, you know, last longer than that. Like, it's, you know, just because a new month on the calendar starts doesn't mean that we completely reset everything. And so I felt like when doing them, it just got a bit redundant. So I'm hoping that just by focusing on like the most important things and allowing those things to come out, that it will be better or maybe more effective. I don't know. Let me know how you like this format, or if you want me to do a different format. No promises that I will, but because at the very least I gotta be interested. You know what I mean? I can't read and like be bored, because that's not good for anyone. So all right, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know in the month of October? What is going on for them? Okay, all right, so we have the 5 of Swords. What the hell is that about? Okay, we got the 5 of Pentacles. Luckily, I have my Rider-Waite here, so if I need clarification, we will get it. All right, we have the Devil. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Oh my God, okay. Listen, if you're holding your breath, I understand. but we'll get to the bottom of this pile too. Ooh, okay, we've got the Two of Cups, so this can't be too bad, right? That's like my favorite Two of Cups too. And you picked pile 2. Let's see, what's this? Is that the Nine of Cups? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Oh, okay. So I just want you to see what's going on here. So what I can see peeking through when I turn on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords, all right? And then we have the Tower, and then we have the Lovers. What the hell? What is this? What is going on? And Spirit wants me to leave it like that very specific layout. Okay. Wow. Alrighty, let's look at your oracles. So, okay, to start, we have the Veil, Future. I just saw Squidward going, Future. Do you guys remember that episode? We also have Deceit in reverse. We also have Mother Mary, who is watching over you this month. Nothing is yet set in stone. And pumpkin. Why did I say it like pumpkined? Like there's kins of the pumpkin. Pumpkin. Uncaging the spirit within thou, the fertile power. What the fuck does this say? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a silly mood today on top of like me not talking very well. And like, this was just such an... I'm sorry, I'm not more like held together right now. But maybe that's the energy that you resonate with as well. Uncaging the spirit within, thou, the fertile power you hold. What does that mean? Okay. To taste your buttery velvet upon... What is this saying? Oh my god. Okay, we're putting this down later and looking at it. We're looking at this later. Jeez. Okay, so we also have the all-knower and party leader. So that sounds about right. But I need some clarification on a few things. So Spirit is telling me that these two things are connected. So I'm gonna just shuffle my trusty Rider-Waite here. Okay, for some of you, I'm getting right off the bat that this may be a very frustrating month, but your significant other is going to make all of it worth, like, your significant other is going to make it better. But, Spirit, what's this Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles related to, please? Okay, the Four of Pentacles. And that's not help, that's the same thing. Give me another one. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right, we're taking these to clarify this. God, there's a lot that you guys are dealing with, isn't there? All right, what's this Devil about? All right, Six of Swords. What's this Two of Cups about? Aha, there's that Five of Pentacles, And on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Who are y'all missing? That's my question. Because... if you are in a relationship with somebody, I'm gonna give you what I think this reading is about if you are in a relationship with somebody. And if that is the case, I think that this is going to be a month that is kind of brutal for you, but not in a way that's like... Okay, how do I explain this? So, pile 2... it definitely seems like things that you have been avoiding on purpose are going to be coming to light this month. I don't know if it's because the full moon hit recently and, you know, shit gets freakier on full moons. But I think it's more so that, like, it's been a long time coming. Because I think one thing that you're angry about from the universe is, like, why are my manifestations not coming in? Or why am I not happy? And I think there's a realization that, like, it's either your own habits that are doing that. So if you have a romantic partner at this time, I would say that this month you may kind of realize things that you were projecting on your partner were actually things that, like, about you that, like, you didn't like, and you were just unfairly projecting that onto them. And I think that while this may be a particularly like triggering month where you may have some difficult conversations with this person, with your significant other. I think that it's going to help you both reach an outcome that you're happy with and open up lines of communication and be more honest, and help you both like get to a place where you're more comfortable with one another and more honest with one another. Oh, okay. Another message that I'm getting. Holy shit. So, this 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles combo, the fact that this 5 of Pentacles once again came out on the 2 of Cups, from my people not in relationships, Spirit's got some words for you. And once again, this may be very specific. So for some of you, you may have to pick a different pile, or like my interpretation may not fit with what feels right to you. So if you look at these cards and you get a different message that feels right to you, take that. You know, I'm one person, one reader, and I honestly, I should have buckled my seatbelt before I started this reading, because I didn't think Spirit was going to assault me with these kinds of energies, but that's okay. The seatbelt is buckled now. We are following the law. Okay. So it seems like either somebody that like straight up ghosted you, or like either you got ghosted or somebody ghosted you. This definitely seems like somebody very significant. It seems like somebody that you had like a could've, would've, should've type thing with. For whatever reason, like right person, wrong time, so to speak. There's a lot of energy of change here. I mean, we've got like we've got 3 5s, and we also have the Devil here, which is 15. For those of you that did the ghosting, or for those of you that sort of ended the situation, or because this could have definitely been something that happened like a long time ago, is the vibe that I'm getting. Because the Wheel of Fortune is a major card, and that would indicate to me that like this is something that has been a thing for a long time, and it seems like this thing is coming to a head in the month of October, and Spirit wants you to be aware of it. So the fact that we have deceit in reverse and the veil of the future, some type of veil or some type of truth about this connection is being lifted. I would say if you were the one that did the ghosting towards this person, you may have felt like, you may have not seen them as the devil, but you may have felt like they brought out the worst aspects of yourself. Maybe like, but the worst aspects of yourself, I don't think are necessarily the worst aspects of yourself. I think that was more maybe a judgment that you had that that wasn't necessarily accurate. I think they're just aspects of yourself that you were afraid to show, or that you didn't like came out around this person. And like, they're not bad aspects at all. I think that maybe you just were taught that they were bad. And so you believe that they're bad, but they're really not. I do think that you guys are going to be vibing, like with number 6, party leader. Like, I do think that you guys are going to be having some fun this month. You know, stay safe, obviously. But I also think that this is going to be a time this month you're going to be really reconsidering what you thought was important. Because with the 6 of Swords clarifying the Devil here, there could be someone that you feel energetically tied to, like you can't get rid of them. Like even here, like this Devil is clouded in red, and this Deceit card is in reverse, and even on this Veil card, the red is like covering her eyes, and like this talks about the veil being like lifted. And Halloween actually is one of the best times for like spirit communication, because the veil is thinner, right? Or that's what they say. I feel like you're going to be getting clarity this month. And while Spirit's saying nothing is set in stone, it's almost like your actions are very important here. Now, depending on who you are or how this situation played out, you may not have any action to take. It's going to be on the person who kind of created this 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles energy. Whoever, you know, promptly cut the other off, whoever promptly ended things, ghosted, it seems like they're going to be the one to have to reinstigate this. But I think that both parties are missing one another. This is so interesting because in the first pile as well, there was like a second energy, but it was a completely different situation. But this feels like somebody that either you're not able to get off of your mind, or that like Spirit is saying like there's a reason why we haven't let you let go of this yet. And with Mother Mary being here, you know, purity of heart, conception, faith, I feel like this is something one of you have definitely had faith in. So like if you're not the person who like ghosted and things of that nature, I feel like Spirit is saying there is a possibility that this person could be coming back, but with nothing is yet set in stone. Spirit is saying like we can't guarantee that that's how they'll act, like that they will take action, but that's like what we're seeing just as of right now. With the all-knower here though, I feel like Spirit is saying like, you know, deep down like what the truth is about this situation. When I see 14, I always think of like the Emperor and the Magician, and I really think that whoever you are, you're going to be very much, maybe more so in your masculine energy of just like making shit happen for you. But I think the Spirit is also saying that this energy is also helping you be in a state of receptivity. Like you're balancing your feminine and your masculine energy this month. But if you need help with that, I do have a video about that if you've never checked it out. But look at what's so interesting here. Oh my God. Okay. So on the back of this deck, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Devil. Again, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 2 of Cups. Wow, Sun, 9 of Pentacles. So I would say, okay, if you did the ghosting, I think you've seen this person out here thriving and happy, and I think you're realizing that maybe you pushed away a good thing too soon, or that you didn't consider something at the time. And I think you have clarity now that there could be something more here, or something of that nature. You're trying to figure out why you feel so damn tied to them, because clearly they're very attractive, right? They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. They don't have to be a woman. It's just the Queen showed up. But I think Spirit is saying that you could be successful in opening up some type of opportunity, because oh my God, and we even have the 5 of Swords here, so like that's crazy. So I think that this person, if you were the one that did the ghosting, this person kind of like, I guess, needed that in a way, because it helped them grow and evolve and become the person they need to and find their own happiness, but they still feel just as chained to you as you did to them. But if you're the person that got ghosted, I think that this person could be coming to a realization that maybe they weren't acting fairly, or maybe they wrote off a situation before being more open-minded, and maybe you've been in an energy of like attracting this, of being receptive, and I think it's working. I think Spirit is saying like, yeah, it's working, because I think that this person was being really unfair, and if you're watching this as the ghoster, like with peace and love, no offense, but it does kind of seem like if you were the ghoster, whoever ghosted, they, and I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be ghosting. It could be like, you know, it could have also just been like ending things, or I feel like one of you at the very least feels like it was ended too soon, or like like somebody wasn't being completely transparent here, or there were just a lot of like truths that weren't spoken. And with this Knight of Swords being on the back of the deck, it seems like somebody wants to come in and establish justice, like to make this situation right. But the scary thing about it, the fact that we have the Tower and the Lovers like peeking out here, where's the Tower? It kind of seems like, one, this person is really overwhelmed by it, the person that has to come in and take action, whether that's you or this person. So if you've been thinking about taking action towards a person, this is your sign that Spirit is saying yes, that your intuition is not leading you astray. Okay, I guess Spirit doesn't want me to take it, so I'm not going to. But I think that one thing that Spirit wants you to know is that, like, yes, reaching out to this person could create significant change, but that doesn't mean that significant change will be bad. This pumpkin card talks about uncaging the spirit. Within thou the fertile power you hold, to taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. Okay, that just sounds really dirty to me. So I definitely feel like there could be an opportunity to, you know, maybe this was a friends with benefits. Maybe this was somebody that you were physical with and there was something deeper and neither of you really talked about it. But I feel like this month could be a game changer for you. I mean, the fact that even in the Rider-Waite, they're like the similar cards are coming out. I mean, I think there's somebody that, I think that you and this person really miss each other. Like, I don't even want to say that there's somebody. I think you both miss each other really badly. And you both recognize that there's the potential for something more here. I think you both honestly are ready to come right and to be like upfront. Because with the deceit in reverse, Like, this is definitely Spirit's way of saying, like, neither of you were ready to be open and authentic and vulnerable with each other. But I think you both have secretly wished deep down that you could start something new, or, you know, offer a cup of love, or see this situation, you know, succeed. Like, they want to see it succeed. And I think that you do as well. And once again, this is such a specific energy. I'm so sorry, like, if this is not resonating for you, but I have to give the messages that I'm called to. But I think that, like, this connection is being protected. Divine feminine energy is, like, surrounding this connection with protection. You know, Mother Mary, she's the mother of Jesus, and, you know, she's a really good loving energy to pray to or to have protecting you. And it does seem like she's going to be protecting you this month. And she's also about, you know, having faith and conceiving things, especially out of nowhere. So I think that Spirit is saying, like, even if it feels like this connection, like, nothing could ever happen here, it does kind of seem like things might be changing out of nowhere. I would say for the person who, like, did the ghosting or, like, ended this, they've probably been going through a period of difficulty or a period of frustration and struggle. And I think that you have as well, unless I am addressing the same person. If you are the ghoster and not the ghostie, then, like, I'm just kind of reiterating that. But I feel like both apply here. You both feel tied to each other in a way that's, like, really troubling. And I think that Spirit is saying it's time to explore that. It's time to move to calmer waters and trust that there's a reason for this. They could be a Capricorn just because you have the devil energy here, and the devil represents Capricorn energy. They certainly do not have to be a Capricorn. But one thing that I'm seeing here is the ability to take a situation that has not been going too well and reverse it. And I asked Spirit, I was like, well, if this is in the future, like, is there anybody, like, should I be preparing people? Like, are people going to be going through breakups or something like that? And that's not necessarily what I'm seeing. So if you're already in a relationship, I think that actually there's going to be difficulties this month that test this connection. It's up to you both what you do about it. But I think one thing that you both will realize through this month is that, like, through compromise, like, nobody gets exactly what they want, but at the very least you both can reach a resolution that's calm and peaceful. Because I think that if you're already dating someone, if you and this person, like, broke up, I feel like you probably would be jumping the gun too soon. Like, you still have lessons to learn or things like that. And for some of you, you may see this person as, like, very important and somebody you see spending your life with. And so Spirit might be saying, you know, don't let the heat of the moment get in the way of the bigger picture here. Especially because for my people who are not with this person, you and this person, like, may in the past have let the heat of the moment get to you. And I feel like you both have held back. I feel like you both have acted impulsively, and you both have just pretended like this whole situation isn't there. And I think Spirit is saying we're ready to not throw it back in your face, but, like, to redirect you to it once more. We're ready to test you with this once more. For some of you, I think that this is going to happen on Halloween, if I'm being honest. I think this is going to be, like, a Halloween type thing, which is kind of ironic because, you know, everybody's, like, not being themselves, specifically not being themselves. But I think that it doesn't have to be Halloween. For some, I do think that this person is going to reach out. They may travel to you, or you may feel called to travel to them. I feel like there will be some kind of communication here. But I think really that there will be an opportunity for you and this person, no matter what roles you played, to come clean and be open and honest and be transparent about, like, what's been going on, how you've been feeling. Especially if there's been a long period of time since you've talked, I feel like there's going to be a lot that you both are going to need to talk about. But I think the one thing that will be discussed is, like, the intensity of the connection, or the intensity of what is happening here. I'm so nervous for you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to know who picked this pile, because I'm like, I hope this goes well. I feel called to ask, like, one more thing though. Just don't tell the other piles. Spirit, can you give us, like, any more details about this situation, like, in the month of October? Like, what might happen? What do they need to know? Page of Pentacles. So it does seem like there could be like a solid offer. You might get like a gift from this person. Okay, you're definitely going to receive action from them. And it may not be anything huge. 3 of Pentacles, Temperance. Okay, yeah. So Spirit is saying be patient. This is coming. But you must be patient. Don't be like looking out for it. We have Sagittarius energy here, but Archangel Michael is in the Temperance card. So Archangel Michael could be protecting this connection. But Spirit is saying that there is an opportunity for you both to redirect this and into a place where you both are happy with it, and to come to a point of compromise and build this connection. For some of you, this could happen at work with the 3 of Pentacles here. For others, this could just mean that you both are being practical and are willing to work together to come to a solution that makes you both happy. With Temperance here, I think that this is all about patience, and I think that this is Spirit saying, we're telling you all about this because we want you to be aware of it, but we want you to be patient and trust that it's coming. Because I feel like it's going to come out of nowhere. Like, it's just going to, like that, all of a sudden it's going to be there, and there's going to be some type of offer. It's going to be the beginning of something, like the start of something new. And if you're already with this person, then I think it's going to be like a new, fresh start in your relationship. Something that's like turning this wheel of fortune upright again. I think it's through, so for those of you not with somebody, this Devil card here is indicating that you're overcoming a lot of aspects of yourselves that have held you back from one another, and that's allowing you both to like come forward and be authentic. And if you are with somebody, then this is really saying that like any difficulties you two have been experiencing in your relationship, that veil is kind of being lifted. The truth is kind of being seen here. And you both are going to be able to reach some sort of compromise and at the very least open up communication with each other in a way that's more authentic and open. But Spirit is saying nothing is set in stone yet. So be focused on your own actions, on what you can control, and do not worry about what you can't, because it's just going to be, you're going to be wasting your energy, essentially. Wow, this is a juicy message. I'm definitely curious to know like what is going on here. But we're going to get some advice from Spirit now and see what they would say to you, what they want you to know. I just cut the deck and I saw enjoy the process, celebrate every small step forward. You are doing an amazing job. The journey is the gift. And I definitely think there's some truth to that. I think that like, especially for those of you who have been like, if this is a person you've been in separation with for a long time, Spirit is saying like, we don't want you to be focused on this. Like, we're not bringing this to your attention for you to focus on it. We're bringing this to your attention so that you can continue to do what you've been doing and not be super focused on it this month, because it's coming really soon and we don't want you to like get freaked out or like disregard all the messages that you've been receiving or disregard all of your healing. We want you to be in a good place, prepared and ready for this, but at the same time, like, we don't want to ruin the surprise. So it's kind of like, hey, like, wink, wink, there might be something happening this month, wink, but you have to act surprised, wink, wink. So you just need to be, wink, wink, blissfully ignorant, focus on you, but don't be surprised if this happens, wink, wink, and trust your own inner judgment, because I think that you already know. I'm just confirming to you what you already know, if I'm being honest, with peace and love. Okay, so Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2? And like a lotus flower, lotus flowers are all about like enlightenment and awakening, and I think that this is like a really positive sign that like you've been evolving, ascending, growing, awakening, and that's allowing either you and your partner to evolve and grow as well, or it's allowing you to be open to something energetically that maybe you and this other person weren't open to before. Unleash your passion, connect with your sexual energy, sleep naked, touch, moan, and fantasize, enjoy pleasure. Okay, I've never seen that card before. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. But I guess if you're using sex magic to manifest, that's Spirit's way of saying, like, keep doing that. Especially if you're in separation with this person, you know, that could be, like, a great way to, like, manifest. Like, visualize doing things with them. But if you're asexual, don't feel pressure to do anything. Do whatever makes you happy. Okay, yeah, we also have keep going. You are on the right path. The seeds you are planting will grow. Success is guaranteed. I think Spirit is really saying, like, success is guaranteed. Which is funny because now we have fall back. Retreat, pull back your energy, step away, take a needed break. You will awaken to a new point of view. It's amazing what a perspective shift can do. Ooh, I just realized something. For some of you, you may, what's that phrase? I think Ocho Cinco says it. He's like, yeah, like it's something about getting got. Like, I'm gonna get theirs, but like, I'm gonna get, I don't know. It's something about getting something. It's about like getting yours and people getting theirs. Anyway, this is kind of useless since I can't remember what it means or like what the actual quote says, so never mind. But somebody may do you dirty, especially if you did like this, like you may have done to you what you did to someone else. And it may put things in perspective for you where you're like, oh, wow, maybe I was being really unfair to this person. Or, oh, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That probably wasn't cool. And so I think that Spirit is saying this might be exactly what you need in order to realize that, one, maybe for some of you, like maybe if you're single, like your ideas of what you thought you wanted or your idea of your ideal person, like Spirit might be saying like that doesn't exist. Like you're being a little too like out there, or maybe you're realizing that you're being unfair or unrealistic, not only to yourself, but to other people. I'd say that if you are dating someone, Spirit is definitely saying like when things get intense between the two of you, take time apart to just kind of like regroup yourself before you communicate with each other so that you're not saying things that you don't mean. But also if you are considering like making a move towards a person, Spirit is saying, you know, feel free to take some time before you do that to truly contemplate it, figure out what you want to do, you know, take your energy back before you propel forward and like open up about this so that you know what you're going to say and you're not feeling super impulsive. But we also have something new is on its way to you. Loosen your grip to release and receive. And finally, allow. Let it all flow to you. Allow others to lead. Let go of control and expectations. Trust what is yours will always find you. So if you're feeling called to take action, then Spirit is saying, ooh, we also have didn't we see that already? Enjoy the process. Celebrate every small step forward. You're doing an amazing job. The journey is the gift. So one thing that Spirit is saying is, if you feel called to take action, allow Spirit to guide you in this. You know, just ask, like your spirit guides, just be like, hey, like, what should I do in this situation? And, you know, be open and patient to receiving the answers. See what comes through. If you're relying on another person to take action towards you, then I would say, like, you know, just allow that to happen. Pull back your energy. Don't be focused on this person. Just keep focusing on you, focusing on your own success, and this will align naturally. I think for those of you in relationships, like this time will be an opportunity for you to set a new precedent in your relationship together. And I think it will make you both a lot happier and feel like you both can be more honest with one another. So I'm going to pull some more advice cards and see what else Spirit wants to say to you. So Spirit, what other advice do you have for pile 2 when it comes to the month of October, please? Having trouble shuffling. What else do you want to say to pile 2 in the month of October? Okay. Woohoo! Look at that. On the back of the deck, we have stopped chasing, it's yours. So Spirit is asking you, whatever this is, whoever this is, Spirit is asking you to stop acting like you have to catch it or chase it. Instead, trust that it's already yours. We also have W is free. You are always free. And so I think one thing that Spirit is trying to get you to realize is that you may have felt chained to a specific person. And I think or chained to a past event or something. And I think one thing that Spirit is realizing is that, like, you've always had the free will to change the situation, or you've always had the free will to reach out to this person, I guess, unless you were blocked, but you know what I mean. But you've always been free to do whatever you wish. You've always been free to follow your life, and to make your own decisions. And I think you're realizing now that, like, especially in this month, that you've always had the freedom to take actions that felt right to you, even if other people didn't approve of them. We also have Expecto Patronum. So I do think that there's a lot of protection around you this month. Obviously, this is a great spell to cast against Dementors. And I do think that, like, you know, maybe not literal dementors, but like you could be struggling with like mental health issues, or you could just be going through a dark time, like with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And I think Spirit is saying that there's going to be a lot of light, a lot of protection surrounding you, surrounding this connection, because once again, I feel like another person, and it seems like you both are very, very intrinsically tied to one another. So like not intrinsically, energetically tied to one another. So like if this person starts doing better, like you're going to feel the energy of that as a result as well. Aha, we also have new beginnings. So it looks like you're the chosen one, pile 2. Spirit is really saying like there's a new beginning headed your way, and it's protected by love. And what's more beautiful than like Jesus's mom coming out, Mother Mary? We shouldn't. She's way more than just Jesus's mom, but you know, to have Mother Mary come through and say like, hey, I am protecting this new beginning that's happening. You're free to go about it in whatever way you wish, but we want you to make the decision that's in alignment with your highest good. So do what feels right to you, not what feels right to anybody else, but make sure you're making the decision that feels right to you, right? You know, the Spirit is really saying, yeah, stop chasing. You might slither in some interesting places. But the Spirit is saying, don't be afraid to take the lead if you need to. You will succeed. But for those of you who are like, nah, the other person has to be the one to act, I think Spirit is saying then that is what is going to happen. So on and so forth. Okay, so also, I just got the random message that for some of you, like you could be marrying someone. I think that's a very specific message. Well, like the devil, that could be like, you know, some people see marriage that way. I hope you don't if you're getting married, because like, I don't, damn. You know, maybe some justice or some Hierophant energy. We really gotta do the devil, but like, I don't really think it's necessarily that. I think it's more so that like, you're just going to be recognizing a lot of truths in situations, and you might finally be feeling free from restrictions that were stopping you from taking action, or feeling free from beliefs that were stopping you from taking action in a certain way in this connection, whether it already exists or it's in separation or it does not exist yet. Okay, so I'm going to pull your charms now, and it's going to be loud. So my people with headphones, turn the volume down or mute it for a second, because I'm about to do this and it's going to be loud. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right, I'm gonna close my eyes and we're just gonna see what comes out. Pile 2, please, Spirit. On. I just heard a really funny, okay, wow, that's plenty. Oh my God, okay, and there's ones that fell out as well. If you've ever seen the movie Dodgeball, there's a scene where all of the guys are washing cars, and there's one scene, I think it's Justin Long is like washing a car, and there's like this guy, this like trucker guy, he's like holding his gut and he's like, that's it, boy, get in there nice and deeply. And it's like, I don't know, it's just funny to me because I don't know why. Spirit put that in my head while I was drawing things, and I just thought that was really funny. Like, Spirit was telling me to get in the charm box nice and deeply. And then I was like, well, if dodgeball is something. Okay, all right, so let's talk about this now. Ooh, okay, so we have this salty charm. So yeah, maybe one or both of you have been feeling salty about this situation, and you're ready to rectify things, ready to fix things. If you're already with somebody, then this could be a sign that like there have been some salty feelings and you're ready to address them, ready to bury the hatchet. For those of you who need to watch your sodium levels, this could be a sign from Spirit to be careful about that. But we also had this locket come out that says, I carry your heart with me. And with the 2 of Cups coming out as well, I really think that this is some type of soul connection, somebody that you really care about. So either if you don't have direct interaction with them in this month, you should be at the very least getting important information about this connection that like will help lift the veil for you and be aware of the future. But I think that this is definitely mutual. With this locket coming out, we also have this little 4-leaf clover. So Ireland, or like Celtic, Irish ancestry could be significant, or you guys could just be having good luck this month. I think that's a good sign. We also have the little pink charm, which to me is always a sign of unconditional love. And I think that that's kind of the energy that Mother Mary is sending you. But I also think that this could also be like the energy surrounding the connection, either between you and somebody that you're dating or somebody that you are not currently with, whoever's heart you carry, I guess I would say. We also have the little paw print, so that unconditional love could be extended to you from pets, animals. Pay attention to your pets and animals this month. They may like have interesting ways of getting information to you, or Spirit may just be saying, you know, spend time with them, give them some love. We also have the owl charm. The owls always make me think of the goddess Athena, the Greek goddess, but this could also be a sign that, you know, you're gaining more wisdom, you're becoming more perceptive, you're seeing things from a higher perspective, things of that nature, you're gaining wisdom. We also have the little coffee charm. So for some of you, maybe this person will reach out and ask for coffee, like a coffee date. For others, this could be a sign that you need to eat more real food and drink less caffeine. Iced coffee is not a meal. Iced coffee is not a meal. I feel like Spirit's been like yelling at me to say this all the time. And I think it's because, you know, we're getting into, you know, fall and like things get busier and crazier, and Spirit just wants you to remember that like your health matters. We also have this leaf here. Oh, Spirit, that's awful. You know, I just heard in my head, they were like, you're not gonna believe what's happening this month. And I'm like, wow, I'm about to kick your guides out of this reading. I'm one that I love puns, but like, come on, guys. I do think though that Spirit is asking you to just follow where the wind carries you. Like if you are this leaf, then you should just go with the flow, go with the wind, follow what feels right to you, trust your own judgment, trust your gut. We also have this acorn, and I think because it landed on this side, it's almost like things are going to be revealed that neither you or this person were aware of. It's almost like there's a hard shell around something that's being broken and things are opening up. People are opening up to you, or this person is going to be opening up to you, or vice versa. I think it's going to be both. Let's see. We also have the Four of Swords here, so the number 4 could be significant. That's April. That's also Emperor energy. But this is the Four of Swords, so I definitely think that Spirit is saying that this month is going to be an opportunity. There's going to be the opportunity for a lot of healing to occur. And also, like, with this monkey here, this relaxed monkey, like, man, this monkey's so chill. He looks like he owns the place. You know, I feel like this is going to be kind of your monkey mind, your anxiety this month. It's kind of like they're finally taking a back seat, and you're going to feel more in control when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to thinking about things logically. I think that you're going to find that your brain isn't going to be your own worst enemy this month. In fact, it's almost like you're going to have a much needed break from your brain. Or I think Spirit is saying just to trust what's being told to you, trust your own inner guidance. We have a lot of signs. So to start, we have Pisces, which says intuitive. So Spirit is definitely saying trust your intuition. We have Virgo, which says practical. So you may have to be practical at times or make decisions based on practicality. We also have Taurus and trustworthy. So I think Spirit is saying like you can trust what you're feeling in this situation, or if you feel like this person is trustworthy, to trust that. We also have Leo, and we have generous. So somebody could be coming forward with a generous offer, or to ask you out, or to, you know, maybe be very generous with getting you coffee or something like that. Okay, we've got a lot of letters here, so we'll get to those in a second. But we also have the moon, which the moon, we have Pisces here already, but the moon also makes me think of Cancer energy. You don't have to have those placements, but like they could be important placements. I also think that Spirit is saying things that you felt intuitively are either being confirmed in the 3D this month, or trusting your intuition is going to be the best way to navigate this month, these situations. But we also have the seashell here. I just heard she sells seashells by the seashore. I'm proud that I can say that, right? But I think Spirit is saying, like, this is more intuitive energy. Like, it all, like, seashells make me think of the High Priestess. And, like, I have this Larimar shell here. And I think that this is more so, for some of you, you could be going to the beach, which if you are, I'm super jealous of you, but happy for you. But for others, I think that maybe you could be coming out of your shell this month. You could be opening up more to people. You could be opening up to a specific person. But I also think that your intuition is going to be more on point this month. I think you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive hits. I think you're going to be feeling more connected to the universe, spirit, God, whatever you call it. We also have another 4, so we have 2 4s, so 44. That's also usually a sign that you're being protected by angels. We have 2, so 24. October 24th could be significant. October 2nd or October 4th. There is no October 44th, so I can't say that one, but April 4th could be significant. So the month, what's this month? Number 2, February. So that's Pisces and Aquarius energy. So those could be energies as well. We have a lot of letters though. So we have a J, an A, an L, a V, and a Z. So, oh, I just heard the Spice Girls in my head go like, here's the story from A to Z. You want to be with me? You got to listen carefully. Like, so that was kind of a bop. For some reason, like this 4, like this 2 to 4, this could be like a time period, like 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. or like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., something like that. Ooh, the song 4 a.m. by Grimes is really good. Let's see. Alabama could be significant, or Arizona. I also heard lava, but I also heard Java. Louis Vuitton could be significant. Las Vegas could be significant. Los Angeles could be significant. New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand specifically. And yeah, I think that's all I am seeing. I also heard Val. So somebody could be named Valerie, but also not just like the girly version of Valerie, because I know, I'll just say Valerie, or Val could be significant. Hey, pile 2, do you like jazz? Because jazz could be a thing as well. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this now so that you guys can look at them closer. I'll turn this little moon guy around. Come on, moon guy. Okay, so you can pause the video if you want to look at these a bit closer. But I think that's all I have for you, pile 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this was so confusing. I was really confused, so I hope at the very least it makes sense to you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. So I just wanted to give a big thank you to everybody who does that. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this video. If you want to support me in other ways, you can check out my merch. You can like this video. You can comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe. You can check out my social media, or you can do nothing at all. But thank you so much for being here. I just appreciate that. Happy birthday. Well, happy belated birthday to all my Virgos, and happy birthday to all of my Libras, and I guess a little bit of Scorpio, so some Scorpios too. But I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful October. I am wishing you all a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the Emerald Palmstone Worry Stone, this is going to be your reading. I know things look a bit different. That's because it is the next day since I started filming this reading. So if you're wondering why my attire looks different, that is why. But one interesting thing is I was planning on using the exact same tarot deck for all of the readings, but before I started yours this morning, which is a weird thing to say because I'm never awake during the morning, I heard a voice in my head say, "Bye, buddy, I hope you find your dad." And then I was like, okay, why is the movie Elf coming into my head? And then Spirit was like, we want you to use the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot for this pile. So I'm getting better at the bridge, y'all. Look at that. I'm so excited. Okay, anyway, this reading has definitely been a bit interesting. But that is why that's my explanation for why you guys get different tarot cards. But essentially, I cannot talk. Whew, okay, let me just take a breath. Hi, pile 3. I'm sorry that I am just struggling to get words out today, but I am so happy you're here. We are going to go ahead and see what your October 2021 is going to look like. The readings so far have been pretty interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this format, and I kind of like it because it's talking about, you know, like the bigger things happening, but I guess I will be interested to hear from you guys how it resonates. But let's just go ahead and get started, because in order to figure out if it resonates, I have to shuffle the dang cards, right? So Spirit, what can pile 3 expect for October 2021? What do they need to know about? That's a lot at this time. Okay. All right, so what is this? The 7 of Swords in reverse. Oh, well, now it's like this. So Spirit, what do you want? We're just gonna spin it and see what happens. I feel like this wants to be in reverse, so I'm gonna take it that way. But if I feel like that needs to change once we have more context, I will. Okay, we have the Hanged Man upright. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. Shout out to whoever's guides, though, got me to change the tarot deck. They're really looking out for you. So if you love this deck, your guides made sure you had it for this month. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Presents, upright. What is this? The 4 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 6 of Potions. Okay, yeah, the 6 of Cups in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the 3 of Wands upright. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at your oracles now. So to start, we have Black Cat, Fortune meets Opportunity. We have the Temple Path in reverse. We have Archangel Shamuel. We have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. We have Ritual. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill in your craft. Ooh. A ritual of dedication to self and those who gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. Number 33, that could be synchronistic. We also have Healing Through Rest and Predictions of Growth. So I actually really like this, pile 3. I think you're actually going to find that this reading is really refreshing for you, because I think the month of October is going to be a month where you just finally feel like you're getting back into alignment or getting into the flow of things. Oh, there's a little fuzzy. Like, I wonder if you can see it. If not, I just look like a weirdo poking the air. But anyway, I think you're gonna finally understand why this period of stagnation has been existing for you. One thing that I'm seeing here is that you're letting go of a lot this month, where instead of like ruminating over why certain things happened, or wondering how things are going to align for you, or maybe for some of you, you've been like, you know, watching a ton of readings, or like, you know, just being maybe too in your head about your own spiritual path, and maybe feeling like guilty that you're not doing as much as you think you should, or something of that nature. Your guides really want you to know that, like, they're not angry at you, they're not ashamed of you, they're not upset with you, anything like that. In fact, one thing that they want you to know is that this is a very, very normal part of being a spiritual person, where you have these highs and lows, these spiritual highs and these spiritual lows, and things kind of ebb and flow. But the beautiful thing about it is that the more this kind of happens, the more regular it becomes, the more aligned and in tune you are, and the further along you get in your spiritual journey, the less highs and lows there will be, and more, it'll just be more like, instead of like this, it'll be more like this, like it'll just be little waves, and you'll kind of be more in alignment. But what Spirit is saying is that this is just kind of part of the process of that. You're just going through these bigger cycles first, because you're either newer to your spiritual path or just gaining more awareness of your spiritual journey. Because I just heard in my head spiritual amnesia. And this is a concept that I've talked about in other readings of mine, but it's essentially just where you may have learned these spiritual lessons, but over time you detach from them or you just forget them, and you kind of have to go through the process of relearning those lessons, because if you forget them, you got to get them back, right? But I think that this is really awesome. I think the one thing, though, that you need to understand is that any guilt and shame you might feel about not doing things a certain way or not being where you want to be is only something you're doing to yourself. In fact, your guides are telling me that you're exactly where you need to be right now. In fact, I think October is going to be a really great month for you. I think for one, you're going to be resting more, which I think is incredibly important. I'm getting a specific message for some of you that you may be standing up to family members during this month and kind of reclaiming your own independence or reclaiming your boundaries. One thing that I'm kind of hearing is that, and this doesn't necessarily have to be blood family. This can be somebody that you consider like, you know, part of your soul family, somebody that you love, but you may just find that like the lines are blurred between your relationship, or maybe somebody in your blood family is maybe, I don't want to say manipulating you, but maybe you're just having trouble like asserting boundaries with them, or you're feeling like you're not getting enough time to yourself, and I kind of see you reclaiming that. The fact that we have the Three of Wands on the back of the deck really shows me that your horizons are expanding this month, and you're gaining a lot of awareness and a better perception of things. Another thing that I want to mention is that Archangel Chamuel is the only archangel that came out in this reading, and they are coming out to let you know that they are protecting you this month. I've been reading a lot about angels recently, and I'm gonna kind of try to use they pronouns with them, because angels don't really technically like have genders. They can kind of go either way, so like you can call them he, she, they. I figure it's probably just better to say they, right? And respectfully, Archangel Chamuel, they can kind of get it in this deck. Like, I love this deck, but at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of intimidating when like the angels are shown as like hot, because then it's like, oh, well, now I'm intimidated, right? not that they're already not intimidating by being like a massive loving spiritual power that is, you know, collectively helping protect and raise the vibration of humanity and help all of us, but also like, you gotta be hot too, like, come on. Okay, anyway, that's just being respectful with peace and love. Archangel Chamuel, you're kind of cute. Okay, anyway. I just noticed that, and I just wondered if anyone else thought that too, but it's just me. Trust me, not the only card in this deck. Basically, the majority of the deck. Anyway, Chamuel was guiding me to this card, so we're going to talk about it. I think that if you see like pink roses this month, it's going to be a sign of Archangel Chamuel protecting you. Archangel Chamuel is coming through too as well, because they represent unconditional love, heart healing, self-love, and I think that has been really what these events in your life that you've been experiencing have been redirecting you to. Because with the Temple Path in reverse, you know, when it's upright, that usually talks about like your spiritual journey, your spiritual evolution. So the fact that it's reversed, I would say that you've probably been feeling out of touch with your own spirituality, or if you're not spiritual at all, then I would say you've just been feeling kind of out of touch with your natural flow, your natural alignment with the universe, what feels right to you. And I think that Archangel Chamuel is saying, you know, you're really growing this month, and I am here to help you love yourself. I'm here to help you release shame around that. I am really there to be here for you, and I just want to let you know, like, I'm here to help you. I love that they is also in this their number is like in this deck is number 5, because I really feel like, you know, 5s are indicative of change. And I think that you are slowly but surely in this month changing how you view yourself when it comes to the things you experience. I think that you really believe that you have the tendency to self-sabotage all the time, but I think what you don't realize is that a lot of your actions aren't actually self-sabotage. They're more so you taking care of your basic needs and feeling guilty about that. And so I think that not only Archangel Samuel, but your guides and like any other spiritual energy around you is trying to redirect you to the truth of that your life path, your life journey is different from everybody else's. You know, we're all different, and your needs are going to be different from other people's needs. You cannot hold yourself to the same standards as another person. You don't know what their physical parameters are, like what they can handle, what their endurance is, or what they can't handle. And I think one thing that Spirit is trying to remind you is that you're not competing against anybody but yourself. You don't need to be better than anybody but yourself. Like, that's the only person that you have to be in competition with. And I think that if you've been feeling intimidated by others' successes or the things that you see other people achieving, I think Spirit wants you to understand that, like, that's their journey. You're on yours. And their journey is not indicative of somebody else, of your worth. In fact, what would be better than people celebrating each other's successes, right? There's plenty of success to go around, and I think that's one important thing that Spirit wants to remind you of, that like there's room for everyone at the table. There's room for everybody to be successful, and there's room for everyone. And truthfully, the definition of success is subjective anyway. You know, if getting out of bed for the day is all you can do and you view that as a success, then hell yeah, like that is a success. Like, you know, coming from personal experience, I know how hard it is just to get out of bed. So like, if that is your parameter for I am successful today, that is valid and you should feel that way. But if you have these unrealistic standards of what success should be, or expectations of what success should look like, you might find yourself getting disappointed and beating yourself up when in fact you're doing wonderfully and you're exactly where you need to be, but you're just holding yourself to these, your ego technically is holding yourself to these unrealistic expectations, or these very specific expectations that do not give you enough credit for what you've already accomplished, if that makes sense. I also see you having a lot of awareness this month about how your upbringing limited your perspective, and not in a way that's like disparaging against your family or anything like that. I think it's more so you're just kind of seeing the limitations of that perspective, and I think that you are either going to be interacting with people from different cultures this month, or you're going to find yourself like more interested in learning about other cultures, learning about other ways of life and living this month that will help you get a broader perspective. Specifically for some of you, if you're taking an anthropology class this month, don't skip it. Go. It should be really interesting. I know sleep is awesome, but I think Spirit, that this is a specific message. Like, only a few, I don't know how many of you out there are taking an anthropology class right now, but like, don't skip it unless you're sick, of course. Like, you know, take care of your needs first. But I think Spirit is saying there could be some very interesting information in there for you. I also think that there's a suggestion this month to kind of look in, speaking on this cultural interest, to do more research about cultures that you're interested in, or maybe even think about planning a trip somewhere, obviously with safety things in mind. That's why we say planning, maybe not acting, but you know, depending on where you live and like what the safety measures are. I do feel like part of you rediscovering aspects of your soul is connecting to cultures that your soul has experienced in past lives that you may not necessarily be connected to in this life. So I think Spirit is just encouraging you to, at the very least, learn about them, but there may very well be like deities from these cultures that want to work with you if you are a spiritual type person, or you may just find that like you find a new food that makes you feel connected to this culture and has like a weird familiarity to your soul, or you may find that, like, for example, you make a friend from this culture and you're able to feel really connected through them. And also you might find that there's a past life resonance there, like maybe you both are very similar. And that's really interesting. It's like this Six of Cups in reverse. It's like you could be meeting someone either this month or in the upcoming next few months that is a part of your soul group, or at the very least you've had past lives with. And I think like one indication of this will be like you'll either be from, there will be something very different about the both of you, whether it's like, I think it's most likely cultural differences. There may be a language barrier for some of you, so it may be somebody like where you're learning each other's languages as well. That might be how you're meeting them. But I think you're going to find, like, despite the external differences, your souls are very similar, or you feel like a really deep resonance with them. And I think that that is just going to be really exciting for you. I think it's going to make you feel a little less alone in the world. But the beautiful thing about this month, pile 3, is that you're finally kind of surrendering and allowing the universe to like give to you and to kind of carry you where you need to go, instead of feeling like you need to instigate all of this change yourself. Because with the 7 of Swords in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse, I feel like you put too much stress on yourself. Like you have to have everything figured out, and your guides like lovingly watch this and just wish you understood that like you can put some of that stress and that burden on them. Like, you know, we're just tiny little humans like doing our best. Like there's some strong spiritual energy around you that is happy to help, but you have to ask for it. So one person that you can ask for, especially if you're maybe struggling to love yourself this month, or you're struggling to like feel love at all in general, or remember what unconditional love feels like, you can totally pray to Archangel Chamuel. I mean, in fact, let's do it right now. So, you know, Archangel Chamuel, thank you so much for coming into this reading and letting pile 3 know that you are going to be with him this month. If you could just shower us with a little bit of that good unconditional love, we would be so very grateful if you could just remind us what that feels like, and just remind us how much love is on the other side, supporting our every move in the physical. That would just be great. Thank you so much for showing us that you are here and for making your presence known. We are so grateful for all you do for humanity, for us simple little humans. And yeah, thank you so much. So I don't know, I definitely felt a lot of like warmth. I'm like hot now. But hopefully y'all felt something. If not, like, you don't have to. I think one thing that my guides specifically wanted me to relay to you all is that when it comes to, for example, praying with angels, all my homies pray to angels. Angels are the shit. I love angels. I think they're amazing. I do want to make a video about them, but I'm still like doing more research, and there's so many videos I already have to make. But angels, like, their whole purpose is to help you and to make life a little bit easier. And you might wonder, like, why? What do they gain from that? And what they want you to understand is that you do more for humanity, for yourself, and just for the collective, for the world in general, when you're free of worry. When you surrender your fears, when you surrender the things holding you back from your dreams, from your success, and give it over to the divine, that makes room for you to take action, for you to come up with new solutions, for you to be creative, for you to use this physical world to your advantage. The one thing our spiritual guides don't have is carbon, the physical stuff to help them, you know, move around in this world. We are the physical manifestations that allow this spiritual energy to shine through and to work its magic, I guess. And one thing that Archangel Chamuel wants you to understand is that, like, you're not asking for too much by just asking for love, especially because in the spiritual realm, love is as omnipresent as air. It's literally like asking someone to give you air. Like, they're like, absolutely, like, you are not a burden and there's nothing wrong with you. And I think one thing that you really need to hear this month is that you have not been disappointing your guides. You have not been disappointing your angels. You are doing just fine. And in fact, you need to calm down and stop being so hard on yourself, because it's really not fair to yourself. You're really creating yourself more stress than it's worth. I do think one thing that could really help you this month is if you came up with some sort of small routine or ritual. For example, to help you either get closer to your spirituality or to yourself. Suggestions that I'm hearing from your guides are like journaling, meditating, which obviously the meditating one can be a huge eye roll, but there are tons of different types of meditation, yoga, honestly, anything to just kind of help you check in with yourself in the morning and at night, or whenever you're awake, because like, to be fair, like I said earlier, me being awake during the morning is like, hell must have frozen over. Anyway, your guides are also saying, like, it's okay to rest this month. That is how you're going to heal. In fact, that's what you need to be doing. And in fact, when you let go of trying to figure out how you're supposed to get everything figured out, how you're supposed to take your next step, or how things are meant to happen, and just give yourself time to breathe, you'll make room for opportunities to come to you. And one thing with the Ace of Pentacles here is it does seem like there's some really great opportunity heading your way this month, and it's coming because you're releasing resistance to whatever the universe is offering you. So with this Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity, and this Ace of Pentacles, I think that these are very much connected to one another. So this could be a job offer. This could be an opportunity to collaborate with someone. This could be an opportunity to start a business. This could be something with school for some of you, like you could be starting a new club or a new group, or have like an opportunity. For example, if some of you are in like Greek life or something, you could be getting like a good opportunity to do like philanthropy or something like that. For others, this could be like more relationship oriented, like a solid friendship, or a solid like opportunity to travel. It just kind of seems like, because you're releasing your resistance to having everything figured out for yourself, you're making room for the universe to work its magic and allow yourself to receive. And so Spirit is saying you're doing great. And in fact, the best thing that you can do for yourself is give yourself a pat on the back, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm really proud of you for how far you've come. And know in your heart that it's not just you that should be proud of you, but it's your guides. I'm proud of you. Aso's proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And like, you're doing just fine. Like, you're gonna be just fine. And you know, you're growing. This is all natural. This is all part of the process. The Spirit is saying, you know, don't allow any like hiccups or any, you know, moments where you fall off the wagon to deter you from continuing and keeping going. With the don't let your past hold you back, I think Spirit is trying to get you to understand that like, you're human, you make mistakes, that's okay. You don't deserve to chastise yourself for the rest of your life about your mistakes. Humans can grow and change, but part of forgiveness, a huge part of forgiveness, is having the capabilities of forgiving yourself. So this might be a good month as well to maybe do some healing around things that you events from your past where maybe you're not very proud of like what you said or what you did, and that doesn't mean you need to reach out to anyone or, you know, do anything, because it could have been very, very far in the past. I think it's more so just maybe writing down what you learned from that, what you now know that you won't do in the future. Maybe writing a letter to that person that you could send them or don't send them, just to like get your feelings out on paper and release that. It almost just kind of seems like there's some residual energy that's ready to be released, that you're ready to face. And I think Spirit's saying it's time, because it will make room for a lot more good things to come through. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to be more aware that you have changed much more than you realize, and you've grown a lot more than you have realized. So okay, let's go ahead now and get some channeled messages from your guides. We'll see what they want you to know this month. Okay, shuffle it one more time. So Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 3? I honor my intuition. I trust myself. Yeah, it's really important to trust yourself. I think that is one thing that you have been learning. And I think part of the reason why you may be feeling a lot of shame towards yourself is because you know your intuition is right, but you're still too afraid to trust it. So you end up taking actions that invalidate your intuition, and then the consequences validate what your intuition was trying to tell you. And I think that Spirit is saying, you know, this doesn't mean that your intuition hates you now. It literally just means that your intuition is showing you, see, you can trust me. Like, I promise I'm not trying to lead you astray, but sometimes by trusting me, you have to believe something I'm telling you before you have the physical evidence that what I'm telling you is correct. And I think this is a case where you would, where your gut and your guides are probably saying, like, sometimes it's better to just not know the truth and trust your intuition. Like, do you really want to peek under every single rock and see what scary ass bug is under there, like, right, waiting to attack you or something? I don't know what kind of bugs are not that scary, Spirit. Anyway, it just started raining, so I do think that this is going to be a month of release for you as well. I am abundant. I attract everything I need. And yeah, definitely say this affirmation this month, because you're literally attracting opportunity for abundance. Fortune meets opportunity. Like, we also have believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. What you believe is what you will create. You can do anything. And we also have be confident. Shine your light. Take up space. You don't need anyone's approval. You deserve to be proud of who you are. And I completely agree with Spirit here. And I definitely think Archangel Chamuel is going to be very close by this month. So if you see pink roses anywhere, like, they're making it clear to me. I'll let Pile 3 know I'm around through pink roses. So pink roses, or maybe pink nails. I have pink nails right now. I just noticed too, because she had pink nails. I was like, well, oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. We really, ASO is on brand, or on trend, on theme for this reading. Love that. Me and Chamuel are energetically aligned. I love that for us. So yeah, my nails are evidence that they are here and they love you very, very, very much. And on the back of the deck, we have endings always come with new beginnings. And I think that is a great thing to remember this month, because, you know, I think you've got some really exciting new beginnings heading your way. And I think one thing that Spirit wants you to understand is that, like, you don't need to compare, like, oh, Kina said this when we were hanging out. It was so smart. I think she said it in our video that we're posting later when it's done being edited, but don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 50. Especially if you're starting a new journey, like, you have to remember, like, you have to start somewhere, right? You have to grow and you have to learn. And a beginner's mindset is a great perspective to have. So don't stress yourself out too much. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You're doing great. And honestly, like, if anything, the only thing that you need to do is just be kinder to yourself and less hard on yourself, because I think you're doing a lot better than you realize. Okay, so let's get a little bit more advice before we go into charms. So Spirit, what else do you want Pile 3 to know at this time? Oh, we have Dobby is free. You were always free. Yeah, I think that's one thing that Spirit wants you to know as well, is, like, you've always had access to this awareness that you're doing just fine, that you're on the right path, that your intuition is worth trusting, that you do have free will. But sometimes it's hard to remember that, like, our perception is not necessarily our reality. Like, it is really scary to think about the fact that, like, this weird, like, bag of brains in your head is entirely responsible for how you perceive the outside world. It is your only connection to the outside world. And so your perception can be very helpful or very hurtful, depending on what it is. And so I think what Spirit wants you to understand is that you are not a prisoner of your mind, and that it may take work to renovate that mind, to do some good positive building in there and change how you perceive things. But Spirit is saying, like, you're not trapped. You are free, and you always were free. We also have Lumos. So I definitely think that things are going to be coming to light this month. I think that you're going to be gaining a lot of clarity, a lot more awareness, and I think you're going to understand why you were being slowed down. And I think mainly the reason why you were being slowed down is because, honestly, you just needed to rest, and I don't think that you were resting. Whew. Anyway, on the back of the deck, we have heal before burning, and I guess I'm picking up another one. Your shadow is showing. So this, I think this is definitely a month where you're shining light on your shadows and recognizing that they're not bad parts of you, they're just parts of you. And I think that you're going to be assessing them from a much more objective perspective this month, where instead of like shaming yourself for your shadow aspects, you're like, hey, you know, everybody has these. And shadow aspects aren't necessarily bad, they're just the parts of ourselves that we don't want people to see. And so I think that you may realize that some of your shadow aspects are actually benefits to you, or great parts of you that you were unfairly taught were wrong or bad. And I think you're going to realize that these are not bad. But we also have heal before burning. So I think one thing that your guides are saying as well is to not take any hasty actions in the moment, especially when you're feeling particularly emotional. They kind of want you to heal through what is burdening you before you necessarily take action or burn bridges, so to speak. Your guides want you to be in a space and in a place where you're kind of at peace with whatever happened, because when you are in that space, then you will know what the best action to take actually is. But we're gonna go ahead and get into your charms now. So I'm gonna shake this bad boy and it's gonna be loud. So if you have headphones or the volume is up pretty loud, you've got like 3 seconds to turn it down or to do something of that nature. Okay, so I'm gonna shake this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'm gonna close my eyes, even though you can't see that. Just assume I look like this, okay? And we're gonna get some charms. I'm gonna go back to seconds, thirds. Okay. Oh wait, there's 2. Okay, these 2 are on the bowl, but or on the whatever the thingy is called, the box. Can't remember basic words for the life of me. But okay, where should we start? Oh, we'll start with salty. So there could definitely be things that you've been dealing with in the past that had you a bit salty, or you may find yourself revisiting situations in the past that made you feel salty and kind of overcoming them. This was like it was facing like this, so I almost feel like these are things that you're healing from. Even though this isn't salty, I just heard in my head like first they're sour, then they're sweet. So I think maybe if you've had any disagreements like with people that you really care about, I do think that you will be reaching a resolution with them this month. What that resolution is will maybe be different for everybody, but I do think that there will be an opportunity to heal certain connections. I think that these are more like friend-esque connections, but they could absolutely be more romantic. I'm not getting a lot about like love in this pile, if I'm being honest. So I don't know, like that just may not be the forefront of your month, even if you are with somebody. It's just kind of more about you. We also have the sun, moon, and star charm. And I always interpret this in different ways, but in this way, I think that Spirit is asking you to remember that like there is a plan for you that is so much greater and grander than your little tiny human self. And it's okay if you don't trust in it, and it's okay to do whatever you feel, because you're on the physical plane, you have free will, you can do what you choose. But your guides always want you to understand that you are part of the universe. You were made in the image of God. You are inherently divine by being yourself and by being you, and your guides never want you to forget that. And you know, whenever you feel like you're not worthy or you're not good enough, or that you'll never be able to achieve something, you know, remember that's just a limiting belief that has been ingrained in you from society telling you that. You know, that's not your soul telling you that. That's your ego, that's your brain, that's the things around you that tell you the opposite of what the truth is. And the truth is that you're a divine, magnificent being, and you're just here to have life lessons, and you do not deserve to be so hard on yourself. Okay, let's see what else we have. So yeah, we also have the pocket watch, and I think that this is a lot about divine timing, and the fact that like our guides like have definitely been in this place where they've been trying to have me communicate this a lot, that our human perception and our human understanding of time is very warped, because we live for such little time. You know, the entire, like, humans have existed on this planet, like, based on what scientific research we have, like 50,000 years or so, and with how long the Earth has existed, that's like 50 seconds of Earth time, because the Earth has existed for like billions of years, right? So just based on those, I'm not saying that's like a truth or anything. Like, please, I don't know why people are attacking me for like scientific evidence that like is. Listen, I just think that we need to bridge the science and spirituality can coexist. I believe that, and I think it's important. I think I'm getting on my soapbox for a hot sec, but I think, you know, coming into this new age of Aquarius, I think that it's really important that we are viewing life in terms of love and in terms of, you know, evolving humanity, because science is an important part of that. But obviously within our institutions, there are a lot of things that are bureaucratic, or not political in like the literal sense, but like, you know, there's just like bureaucratic political bullshit in like, you know, research institutions, things like that. You know, there's a lot of complicated things, right? And I just think that bridging the gap and bringing more goodness to both sides, more acceptance, more awareness, taking the lessons from both sides, doing our best to eliminate the things that hold both sides back, that decrease the trust in one another. I just think that we would work better together, okay? I think the science and spirituality should coexist. I think that we should use science for the benefit of humanity, not to hurt others, but to help others evolve and grow and to protect others. I don't think progress is bad. Okay, anyway. Sorry for getting on my soapbox there. But I really think, you know, part of this month for you, and I think that's maybe why Spirit's like having me on my soapbox, but I think it's also partially because like I think there was a reason why I went through very like rigorous academic shit, and I think it's because there's valuable perspectives from that side, but that's not like the entire truth, right? I think that there's so much more duality to life, and like multiple things can be true, and like there can be so many different truths. And I think that like one thing that Spirit is trying to get you to understand is that like as humans, we don't know anything. I probably sound like a blabbering idiot to a bunch of you saying this stuff, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to agree with me, and like that's how life is. But as humans, like, we don't know shit. Like, we don't know anything. And I think one thing that Spirit tries to get all of us to remember is that like we don't know anything, but all we can do is our best, right? And so how can we be better? How can we evolve? And I think that this month for you is a lot about being better and a lot about evolving. Sorry about going on that weird rant. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I just wish we could be more united as a front and like use the good shit for good, and we don't need to be divided. We're all just humans, man. Okay. Anyway, those issues are a lot more complex than what I'm saying, and I understand that. Just a hot take that I'll probably get attacked for, but with peace and love, I understand. I shouldn't have gotten on my soapbox, but I don't edit my readings, and I've talked about that, so you get all of me. And sometimes when you're here as a friend, you get in all of me. And to be fair, I was really focused on my channeling this time. I didn't even really go on that many tangents, so it is what it is. You know, and that's what Spirit has to remind all of us. It is what it is. And we got to release what we can't control. We can vent about it, which I did, but I can't control what the response will be, right? And that's just kind of part of life, you know? It is what it is. And it'll be what it'll be. And I think that Spirit is trying to remind you to maybe zoom out a little bit and to remember that, like, you know, there's so much more than this moment in time. There's so much more happening in the background that we're not aware of. There's so much going on than we realize. And, you know, whether you agree with someone or not, you know, you can try to change their opinions, but it may not amount to anything, and that's okay. I guess what Spirit is trying to get you to realize, maybe to get me to realize, so that I don't go on these dumb impassioned rants. I do feel passionately about it though. I just want, like, don't you ever think about that? Doesn't anyone else ever think about that, like, you know, dissenting sides of anything may have valid points, and like, what if we brought them together and like saw what could benefit everyone and like get rid of what benefits no one? And I mean, that's a really simplified way of looking at things, and obviously life is way more complicated than that, but and there's so many more aspects of it, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? And to, you know, I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done now. Anyway, it is what it is. Life is what it is, and we can only do our best and try our hardest. But we are just dumb humans, you know? Like, we can be, I think, like, the truth of the matter is that we're all, every single one of us is pretty damn smart in one thing or another, or a couple things. But in the rest of things, we're pretty stupid, right? So that's why, as humans, we all gotta, like, learn different shit. Like, somebody's got to be an expert in Neon Genesis Evangelion, because like, who else is going to talk about how great that show is, right? Versus somebody that studies astrophysics. Like, yeah, I with peace and love, I don't want to learn astrophysics. It sounds really boring. But if you're really interested in that, I think you should do that and learn a lot about that, so you can let us know and benefit for the rest of humanity about astrophysics. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Like, we're all just doing our fucking best, and I think that we just need to be nicer to each other. That's my hot take. And I think that we could all learn from one another. I think that every single person on this planet can teach someone else something, and we can learn from every single person on this planet. And maybe you're learning from me. Oh, I probably should not go on impassioned rants about what I think on the internet. It might not turn out too well for me. Anyway, let's get back to your charms. Holy shit. So I definitely think that this month is going to be very lucky for you. I think that you're going to find luck is in your favor. Because we were talking about international things, if you don't live in Ireland, this international connection could be like Irish or Celtic or something of that nature, or maybe you just have Celtic or Irish ancestry or something like that. But I would look at this as good luck. So that's my take. We also have this little W, but it could also be an M, so that could be a significant name. Oh my gosh, I just heard "Where's the money?" and then I just saw like the episode of Drake and Josh where Josh pretends to be like the theater thug, and then Drake is like, "Whoa, just take it easy, man." Oh my god, that's what that W stands for. That W stands for, "Whoa, just take it easy, man." And Spirit's like saying that not only to me, but to you, because they're saying like, you know, you gotta be easier on yourself, you know? You don't have to be so mean to yourself. We also have Scorpio here, which says passionate. So I definitely think that this is going to be a time of endings and beginnings for you. Scorpio is all about the 8th house, all about transformation. Ooh, we also have a B and a W. A BMW could be significant. Somebody could be driving one of those. Ew, I just heard BM as like bowel movement. I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not a doctor, so if you're dealing with stuff with that, like, I don't know what to tell you. I hope it's not a shitty situation. Peace and love. I'm not making fun of anything. I'm just, listen, this reading has been, we got to the charms and things just, I was so proud of myself at like how in tune I was with channeling, and then we got to the charms and it was just like, but I hope that's why you come here, for me, not for me, for you, but like for me being authentic, right? We also have never, never give up. And I think that Spirit is reminding you of that. Please don't give up. You're here for a reason. We're so proud of you. And we just want you to keep going. We also have Taurus energy here, trustworthy. I think that this month too is also about you like building trust with yourself, right? And by like, you know, building that and growing that, whatever the case may be. We also have this 50-cent piece with JFK on it. Oh, and this represents 200 years. This was made because it says 1776 to 1976. So, you know, 1976 could be a significant year. 1776 could be a significant year. But I would imagine it's either significant to your past life or to a date in your country. I'm trying to see the back of this. I can't really see anything, but it is a $50. So it's another 5. I see that as like a 5 piece. Also says liberty on it, so that makes me think of freedom. But we also have a 3 and another 5. So 55, 555 could be a synchronicity, 3 5s. March could be significant, so that would be Pisces and Aries. And with this 5 here, that's more Taurus energy. So May, that's the month of May, and that would be Taurus and Gemini. So those signs could be significant as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in on these so you guys can, oh, we also have the little paw print. So you could be getting love from some animals, or you may find like you're seeing a lot of the same animal as a sync that may be from Archangel Samuel or your guides. You may just find that maybe volunteering at an animal shelter or getting more love from an animal shelter could be, or just like being around animals in general could help you resonate with that energy of love. But I think one thing that Spirit is saying is like this month is all about expansion for you and about seeing different points of view, seeing different perspectives, seeing how you can integrate them with your own perspective and see what might challenge your beliefs, what might show you like beliefs that are limiting, and what might show you like just things that you weren't aware of before. I think that this month is a lot about duality and seeing both the good and the bad, seeing all of your parts for what they are, and instead of judging them as good or bad, instead just recognizing that they are parts of you, right? And that's fine. Like, you know, you're made of a lot of different things. And it's only your judgment of whether they're good or bad that like really affects that. But I think this month will be a good month for you guys, and I'm actually really rooting for you, and I'm really sorry about like the dumb weird rant I went on. I hope at the very least it was helpful, or it did make you hate me, but I understand if it did. But okay, pile 3, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. If you are interested in supporting me in other ways though, you can check out my other videos. You can comment for engagement, let me know how it resonates. You can like this video and let me know you enjoyed it. You can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to be notified whenever I have new videos uploaded. What else can you do? You can also check out my merch. You can check out my social media. But yeah, I think that is all I have. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy belated birthday to my Virgos. Happy birthday to my Libras, and happy birthday to my early October Scorpios. Or late October Scorpios. Okay, so I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this. I hope you have a wonderful month of October, and I hope you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the Aquamarine point, this is going to be your reading on your October 2021 predictions. So, obviously things look different. That's because I am filming the next day after I started. But I used a different tarot deck for the first 2 piles. But pile 3, the guides in pile 3 wanted me to use the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. And I don't know, I just got a good energy from it. So I figured I would just use it again for your pile. So hopefully that is okay. Even if it's not, you have no choice because you're watching this. I already filmed it. It is what it is. It's done. It's over. But we are going to be seeing today what you might expect for October of 2021. As usual, when it comes to future predictions, remember that nothing is ever set in stone, that things can always change. You do have free will. So the energy that I'm reading is based on the energy that I'm channeling at the time that I'm doing it. So for example, like when I'm channeling your energy right now, your energy 2 days from now may show a different trajectory. So just be aware of that. But it's typically not like that dramatic. You know what I mean? Getting better at the bridge, y'all. I'm so excited. Shout out to all the people, by the way, who like gave me tips on that. Thank you. It looks gross as hell outside. I will say that. So it's maybe kind of a gross month, or you may have been feeling kind of gross. we'll just kind of have to see when we get into the pile. I thought we were done shuffling, but Spirit said no. But essentially, we're gonna look at your cards first and kind of see what the overall energy is for the month of October, and then we will get messages and advice from your guides, and we'll finish off with charms. So no extended or anything today. Whole reading is on here. But Spirit, what might pile 4 expect this upcoming month of October? Okay, so we have the Devil in reverse. We have the 2 of Cups upright. Wow, okay. I just heard the voice of like an old sailor man just be like, the seas be stormy today. Or I guess you might have stormy seas for the month. I almost want to wear my yellow raincoat out of like solidarity with this spirit, but I won't because that would take time and it would probably be loud and annoying. So we also have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 2 of Wands upright. We have the King of Pentacles upright. That's interesting. We have counterpart energy here. We have the 4 of Potions. Does that want to be upright or reversed? Reversed. Okay. And finally, on the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, right? 8. Nope, Spirit's asking me to shuffle one more. I was afraid this was gonna happen. Well, not afraid, but I was like, I wasn't sure of myself, right? Ah, the 6 of Cups. Okay. Ah, okay. And now we have the 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, ooh, I wonder if you guys can like hear how stormy it's getting outside. Okay, so yeah, 4 of Wands on the back of the deck. I just almost want to kind of like, okay, ma'am, you're gonna have to, yep, just sit on the Devil like that. That's perfect. Okay, get them in there, looking all nice and good, looking absolutely beautiful. All right, let's look at your oracles now. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but honestly, it's kind of fun. Okay, so we got the Skull of Light. I'm gonna stop talking like that now. We have Anxiety. We have Goddess Gaia, Mother Gaia, Queen of the Earth herself. We have a new romantic cycle begins, T. And we also have the coming of winter, which I want to note is a number 11. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. I just got this deck. It has been a very interesting experience using it in this reading because the words underneath have just been kind of interesting. Quivering chest sounds suggestive. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want to hear about that. Actually, though, I do know that I want to move this to over here. And actually, I want this here, and I want this here. That feels better. Okay, better. All right. We also have Fire Mother. And the one who needs to control. This card always makes me laugh because I always think it looks like somebody who's trying really hard to take a poop and it just like won't come out. I don't know. We'll go into that. I have reasons for talking about that, but yeah, okay. Wow, so this is really fascinating because I'm almost kind of curious if you're going to be drawn to another deck. Whatever the case may be, though, you may not be, but I'm just going to get into it. So I'm going to start with if you're in a relationship first. So if you're in a relationship, this is actually going to be a good time for you and your partner. But it might be something that is like a little bit scary and a little bit overwhelming to face in the beginning. Like one thing that I'm seeing here is that with the Devil in reverse and the Skull of Light illumination, it kind of seems like maybe toxic habits within your relationship that are not serving either of you, or things that you and your partner maybe weren't necessarily being upfront and honest with about each other. Like, not like bad things, like things you're keeping hidden, but just like small things that like annoy you, or small things that like you both are thinking in terms of like improving your connection. I feel like that is a lot of what's going to be happening here, which makes sense because we're moving into Libra season. The fact that we have a new romantic cycle begins and all of this emotional energy, and then on top of that, we have this like, for some of you, this is a very specific message, and I feel like I need to be really careful with it, so I'm going to be very vague. But for some of you, this could have to do with your parents, like reaching a better place with one another. That's a very specific message, but if your parents have been having like, if your parents are like married and they have been having difficulties in their marriage, it does kind of seem like they'll be coming back to, a lot of things will be coming to light, and I think that as a result, it will help them both kind of come back to their baseline, or I just heard square one. It definitely kind of seems like there's a lack of harmony in your love life right now, or in a very significant love connection that is involved in your life. But I would say for the majority of you, this is about yourselves. I would say if that message is for you, that parent message is maybe one of the only, I guess there could also be multiple messages in here for you, but I think that may be one of the only messages in this deck for you. If you continue listening and this is the only thing that resonates, that might be the tea, but there's quite a few interpretations here, so you may just want to stick around for the advice and the charms and stuff, because there may be other stuff that comes out. But I can definitely see here, this is gonna be like kind of a month, like I wanted to say highs and lows, but we have like the scales balancing out, so it seems like a mixture of highs and lows that are evening into you gaining the ability to find balance. One thing that's interesting is that we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse underneath the Four of Wands in reverse underneath the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And what I really feel like is happening here is there's been a situation that you've been involved in, especially if you're not with anybody right now. If you are single, that has been there's been a lack of harmony here, and I feel like both of you have kind of held back from changing things here. And there may be an opportunity for a rebirth. The Fire Mother is all about the Phoenix, and I would say like maybe Phoenix, Arizona, or like a place named Phoenix could be significant, but I also see this as like just like the, you know, the bird itself or the character Phoenix person could be significant for select Rick and Morty fans. But what I'm seeing here is like either a relationship is rising from the ashes, or you are rising from the ashes and it is ushering in a new romantic opportunity for you. I think I already said a relationship could be rising from the ashes, or you're out here vibing if you're single and somebody is rising from the ashes to bring you some type of offer. The fact that we have the Two of Cups here and the King and Queen of Pentacles definitely indicates to me that this is some kind of like strong, significant connection. We also have the Six of Cups as well, which is a soulmate card and a card of really sweet feelings. And it can also talk about like reunions, reunification. But I think of the Six of Cups, I almost want to find it in my Rider-Waite since I have it over here, because the Six of Cups is literally like my favorite card in the deck. It's the first card I ever drew when I first started reading tarot, and I just think that card is the shit. I almost kind of want to show you like what this is the Two of Cups in the normal Rider-Waite. Like, where's the Six of Cups though? Monsieur, Six of Cups, where'd you go? Oh, look, there. So this is the regular Six of Cups, and I just love the sweet feelings that are evoked in this card. it's almost like a coming back to innocence almost, and seeing, I feel like especially if this is like an established connection, one that you've been in for a while, you and this person may be coming back to a place of innocence and recognizing your souls again. You know, sometimes like the BS of life can distract us from what's truly important. And I think in this month, like the chaos and maybe disharmony that you've been feeling in this connection, or you and your partner have been feeling, is kind of going to be rectified. And it does kind of seem like whoever is the more masculine energy, and I do say energy, not like physicality, energies, not identities or anything like that. Whoever is the more masculine energy does kind of seem to be the one that is maybe reaching out or making something happen, because the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, but the King of Pentacles is upright. And you can kind of see, like, you know, Jack Skellington is offering something. That's Jack Skellington, I think, right? That's his name in the movie, right? And it kind of seems like whoever the feminine is in this connection, like I said, an energy, the more feminine, receptive, passive energy within this connection, if it's pretty balanced, it may be hard to tell who's really coming forward. And at that point, it may depend on maybe who is more mature. Only not saying that like a king is more mature than a queen, like literally, or like gender based, but like in the suit of the tarot, like the king is technically like, I think it's technically like a little bit more evolved, or like a step above the queen. I don't know if they're supposed to be viewed, I would view them as equals, but I think they technically are shown in like a progression of evolution. But it may be somebody, whoever decides to be the bigger person, I think that could be a good indication of who it may be. But it almost seems like you and your person are finding solutions to things that you didn't have before. You're discovering new ways to work through issues, and you're finding balance. Like there's a lot of twos here, a lot of balanced energies. Actually, I don't think you have a single odd number. We have 4, 6, 4. Those aren't numbers. 2, 2, and the devil, which is 15, but reduces to 6. So there could have been a lack of balance here, but I think the reason for it has been so that you and your person can regain this balance. Now, if you're not with anyone, this says something really significant. It does kind of seem like a special connection in your life is coming to a head, coming to the forefront, being illuminated. And this actually, and for some of you, I'm getting the vibe like this is something that you've wanted, and now that it's here, or now that it's coming, you may be very afraid and wondering if you're ready. One thing that I feel called to say is that spirit would not bring something your way if you weren't ready for it. But at the end of the day, it is fully up to you what you choose to do. I do think that grounding is going to be incredibly important in this month. And I'm really glad that Goddess Gaia, you know, Mother Earth, Mother Nature came through in this reading, because this is really like Spirit's way of saying when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling overwhelmed, the earth will be here to take care of you, to nurture you. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, try to take a walk in nature, or just go outside and like feel bare grass underneath your feet, or just spend some time in nature. Or even if you can't go out in nature, use crystals. Actually, since I have a ton of crystals on my deck, how about on my desk? I don't have crystals on my deck. I don't have a deck. Anyway, let me show you some crystals that I like to use that help me with my anxiety while we're here. One that you picked, Aquamarine, an excellent crystal for anxiety relief. I find that like blue stones in general just tend to be very visually soothing, and I think that Aquamarine is an excellent like comforting stone. I'm also thinking of the movie Aquamarine right now. There's like this scene in it where they swim out to this buoy, and there's these like little starfishes, and they starfishies, what's the plural of starfish? Starfish? That's definitely not it, but I like that. There's a bunch of starfish, and the starfish, they stick them onto their ears, and then they whisper like compliments to you. So like I remember like in the movie, they're like there's a mermaid, her name is Aquamarine, and they're like, oh, Aquamarine is so lovely. She makes us so lovely. Just being near, such loveliness, and like stuff like that. And it's just like so sweet. And I honestly kind of feel like that's how your guides see you. And that's like kind of the nice shit that your guides wish they could whisper in your ear. So like pay attention, and actually it may help you to clear your mind from this anxiety, because honestly, racing thoughts and anxiety and like I would say racing thoughts in general are kind of like our biggest barrier to being open to spirit, because it's kind of like, if you think about it, like with where your chakras are located, right? I'll use the lady on the anxiety card. I always have a bone to pick with this deck, because like there's people that look like different characters in this that I know in real life that look like people in this deck, and I'm like, why did I have to look the most like the bitch in the anxiety card? Like I feel called out. But anyway, it's not like it's not accurate. When you're thinking and you're worrying, like you can even see her head is on top of her crown chakra, and you know, your third eye, which accesses, you know, your intuition, your intuitive abilities, that's where your brain is. So if your brain's too busy being worried about excess shit, then you're not going to be able to get things that want to come in, that want to come through. You're not going to be able to have room, or you're not going to be able to make room for the information that's trying to come in. And I think that it's kind of really important to clear your mind this month, because it does kind of seem like either some big things are happening, or if you are already with somebody, you could be working through some important things, and spirit doesn't want your anxiety or your fears to cause you to, like, you know, be put in a bad place, like physically and mentally. They want you to make sure you're regulating your anxiety this month. So Aquamarine is a great crystal for that. Other great crystals, Larimar. I love Larimar. I have it on this ring. Larimar is a great stone as well. Let's see, blue lace agate, another great one. These are all great for your throat chakra as well, so you can kind of clearly intuit like maybe what the truth of the situation is, or calm your thoughts. I find that like blue stones are just very soothing to me, like visually, and they kind of as a result help soothe me like mentally, because I'm I don't know, I just look at these damn rocks, like they're so pretty. How can you not be just like kind of soothed by them, right? Another great crystal for anxiety is howlite. She is an affordable queen. Love howlite. I think it's a great stone for anxiety relief, as well as lepidolite. I have like a big version of it here. Like this bad boy comes to bed with me every night, like not in a weird way, but like just to, you know, help me with anxiety and with racing thoughts and stuff. I think lepidolite is another excellent stone. So honestly, like crystals that are closer to your upper chakras and then like your base chakras, I think will be most effective. I'm trying to find hematite, because I want to show you like grounding stones as well. Let's see, let me just dig this bowl over here to see if there's anything. Mahogany obsidian, snowflake obsidian, it could be good. I wear that could be good for you. Peace jade as well could be a good stone. I only have one piece of this piece, but I mean, I think it's a good stone. Honestly, like hematite, grounding stones of any kind will be beneficial and useful for this purpose. I don't know why I can't find any right now. I typically like always have some hematite or something on me, but I guess, I don't know, I'm not finding it. I guess in terms of grounding though, hematite is my recommendation. I think it's a really great stone. Oh, also clear quartz, smoky quartz. They could help you find clarity about whatever it is that you're ruminating over as well. I'll show you this bracelet. I can't remember where I got it. I think I got it on Etsy somewhere. I don't know where. But bracelets like this, where like for example, this has rose quartz, clear quartz, and selenite on it, and like also a little angel wing. So this could be a great visual affirmation of like having angels with you, or having like comforting presences with you. But also selenite, clear quartz, and rose quartz are also really great stones to help you with anxiety, because, you know, clear quartz can be programmed to kind of function as any stone. So that's a great versatile queen to have in your crystal collection. But also I think selenite, another affordable queen. And honestly, like one of the stones that I would say I probably get the biggest like cleansing vibe from. Like I get like a physical, like I feel it very strongly without trying to. I feel like selenite is really great for cleansing and clearing. And like, for example, this bowl is made of selenite, and it like will cleanse the stones and like keep their energy clear. So you might want to get one of those and just kind of hold crystals in them. And yeah, rose quartz is unconditional love. And, you know, whenever you need a reminder that you are so loved and that there's so many things around you sending you love, I think that can be a great way to remind you of that. But those are my crystal recommendations from ASO. Hopefully, if you have those already, that might be a sign to maybe work with those more. One final tidbit of advice I will give as well, when it comes to charging your crystals, I think this is the best and easiest and most affordable way to charge your crystals because it's free. Literally, all you have to do is, you know, hold the crystal in your palm. And I usually close my eyes when I do this. This is kind of a visualizing practice, but if you're not a visual person, then my suggestion would be to like say it out loud or to say the process in your head. But essentially, I visualize light like coming through the top of my head and coming through my body, through my arm, into this crystal. And I kind of visualize the crystal like filling up with light until it's like, you know, like it's like full of light, and it kind of shows me, and I know, okay, this crystal is fully charged. And so not only are you using your power of will to directly like use the crystal for what it's meant for and charging it with your own energy, but like I think it's good to know that you don't necessarily need external resources to cleanse your crystals, to charge your crystals, things like that. Your own power of will can do that. And in fact, I think it's a great exercise for you starting to like learn how to trust your own light, to trust your own energy, and to infuse like your own love and your own energy with the crystal. That's just my recommendation. Okay, back to the reading now. That is a great way that you can connect with Mother Earth though. So especially like if you live in like a really populated city where even if there are like nature spots, maybe they're really crowded and that's overwhelming for you or something like that. Crystals are an excellent way to feel grounded and connected to Mother Earth, even without necessarily being able to get out into nature. I also even noticed like in this anxiety card, it kind of seems like she's like up in the clouds, right? And so I do think that there's a need to ground, but not very intensely. It's kind of like just this reminder like, hey, Mother Earth is here to kind of take those worries away. Exercise could be another great thing that could help you as well. And it doesn't have to be like intense exercise, maybe just going for a walk or something like that to just kind of get any excess energy out. Anyway, when it comes to this month, a lot of these events, it does seem like, are going to be outside of your control unless you're taking action towards this situation in some way. And that might be something that is giving you anxiety because you won't know what the outcome is. But I think Spirit is saying, like, whatever plans you have, it does seem like there is a good potential for rebirth here to rebalance things, to bring harmony. With the Devil in reverse, I always see that as like overcoming limitations, overcoming restrictions, overcoming shadow energies, overcoming toxicity. And with the Two of Wands here, I really think that this is either somebody reaching out to another person. This could be a past person or a new person. It does seem like they will be really solid. With the King and Queen of Pentacles, that's earth energy. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, they could have those placements, but they certainly don't have to. It does kind of seem like there's maybe less so expansion, but more so like Spirit getting you into the energy of starting this new romantic cycle or facilitating that in this month. I'm really struggling to talk today. I apologize. But I almost feel like there's aspects of yourself that you're laying to rest in this Coming of Winter card. So maybe for some of you, it's being single. For others, it's, if you're already in a relationship, it's behavior patterns within this relationship that you both are ready to bury, ready to be done with, and ready to evolve and grow with. I especially think that if you're already in a relationship, this is a huge sign of Spirit saying, like, you know, don't allow those little bumps in the road to cause you to give up on something that means a lot to you. I mean, obviously, if you're in a situation where like it's not good for you or your health or it's abusive, like that does not apply to this. But I think that Spirit wouldn't show me this if it wasn't something that you want in your life, that you value, that you cherish. And I think even if this isn't a connection that you have in your life right now, but you have been wanting, I think Spirit's saying like, honey, you've got a big storm coming. And I think that like, you know that, and it's not necessarily a bad storm. It's kind of like a good storm, but it's still scary, right? It's kind of scary to get what you want and to get your manifestations. I think maybe the hardest thing for you is realizing that you can't control how it happens. So maybe for some of you, like, you know this is happening, but you don't know how or when it's going to happen, and you're feeling like really, really anxious, really frustrated over it. This is back to my turd analogy. You know, sometimes, listen, everybody poops. Don't act like you're above this, okay? We've all been there. We've all had to excrete things. Sorry if you're grossed out by this, but like, you know, sometimes when you're trying to go to the bathroom, you just can't really get it out. It takes some time. You got to be patient with it, right? You can't control the velocity at which it leaves you. So, you know, what do you do in that time? Usually you bring your phone, you bring a book, and you vibe out while you wait for things to leave, to exit, to be released. And then you move on about your day. And so I feel like Spirit might be saying, you know, in terms of how close your manifestation may be, it's like you're this close to getting it, but we just want you to like do something fun with your time, because you can't rush or control this. There's no point in being stressed out. You may just have to I feel like you're telling Spirit to shit or get off the pot, and like Spirit's being like, is like kind of throwing that back in your face and being like, we don't even have carbon, so we don't have a pot to even shit in, to be fair. That's you guys, that's you humans. Gosh, Spirit has just been so interesting in this reading. Like, I just love reading, because you never know what's gonna come out, and I'm so sorry. I hope nobody was eating, but, you know, with peace and love, don't come to this channel expecting anything but chaos. But I think one of the beautiful things actually is that there's going to be the chaos in terms of your love life does seem to be slowing down. And so for some of you, I think somebody new is coming in, that you may find is a soulmate of yours, somebody that you just really get along with, and that is kind of scary. It's almost like a physical manifestation coming in. For others, this could be a past person wanting to right wrongs, or maybe you could be the person reaching out to somebody that like you had a past with, that you want to maybe have something be reborn. For those of you who are not interested in anyone from your past and are single, I definitely think that this would be somebody new, and this is somebody that's coming in now that you're kind of being reborn from the ashes, so to speak. Like, you're overcoming a lot of things that were holding you back from being open to a relationship, being open to love. And I think that Spirit is really saying, like, a lot of your past pain is finally being laid to rest. You're healed enough to be open to something like this again. And actually, Spirit wanted me to talk about this as well. I'm so sorry, I've got like 20 million tangents to give you guys, but when it comes to like, oh shit, I lost it. I guess never mind. Okay, anyway, I guess Spirit was like, you've had enough tangents for one day, Aso, like you need to calm. Oh, I remember it now. You know, the concept of like, oh, you need to be healed before like you can be with someone. Humans just tend to look at things in terms of like all or nothing or absolutes, when pretty much everything in life is kind of a gray area, and like there are multiple things that are true, and like there are multiple valid ways of looking at things. And I think what Spirit kind of wants to reclaim this narrative about healing. And I guess what they kind of want you to know is that like, they were never saying that you had to be fully healed to be open to love or to have genuine, authentic love. But what they were saying were there were aspects of you that were not healed that could or would prevent you from experiencing love in an open, authentic way that is healing and healthy for both parties involved. And I think that sometimes Spirit holds us back from blessings in our life until Spirit knows that we're truly ready to embrace them, because Spirit knows us better than we do, and Spirit doesn't want us to push our blessings away or be afraid of our blessings. And it might be that right now you may be very, very afraid, like maybe you're talking to someone right now and they might be coming in soon, or it might be ascending to a higher level of commitment soon. Spirit might be saying, this is what you asked for. Don't run away from it now. We wouldn't give this to you in order to punish you. We don't give this to you in order to test you. We gave this to you because you asked for it, and we want you to have this. We love you. You've done a lot of work. You deserve this. You're ready for it, but you can't control this. You just have to allow yourself to receive. Allow the shit to enter the pot on its own fruition. Stop trying to force it. Okay, I'm gonna say this now, Spirit. I'm good on the poop references for the rest of the reading. Okay, cool. Pinkies? Okay, pinkies. No more poop references, I promise. Sorry. I know my my healthcare professionals are like, do not give a shit at all. Oh, okay, that was funny. I didn't even mean to do that one. I swear I didn't mean to do that one. But I know my anyone else that's grossed out by the body is probably like, oh my God, Aso, please stop talking about that. Shout out to my healthcare peeps. You guys are amazing. And Earth Angels, what would we do without you? Thank you for all you do. Anyway, we're gonna get channeled messages. Wow, these readings have just been so fun. You never know what Spirit is gonna come through with, but Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 4 when it comes to the month of October? What do you need them to know at this time? Because here's what I will say overall. Spirit just wants to bring to light shit about your love life. And so whether you're single, whatever changes you probably intuitively feeling are coming, you're probably right. And if you're in a relationship, it does kind of seem like things will be growing and evolving, and you'll be ascending challenges for the better. Dance, sing, play. The universe works fast when you're having fun. And actually, I've talked about this concept of when you're waiting for manifestations to come in, time flies when you're having fun. And so Spirit is saying, don't sit here looking at the clock, waiting. If you sit, if you're sitting in a class or a work meeting, for example, and you just stare at the clock, the time is going to go a lot slower because you're literally watching time move. But if you're not paying attention to that, if you're spaced out in La La Land or just paying attention to whatever, or doing something fun and you're not focused on the clock, time moves a lot faster. And I think Spirit is saying how quickly your manifestations come in is just dependent on your perception of time and how quickly you view things coming in. So I think Spirit is saying the less you focus on it, the faster it'll seem like it'll come. We also have ask and receive. You get what you have the courage to ask for. Ask for help or support. And I think Spirit is saying you asked for this, you wanted this. Don't push this away. Mind your business. Let others do what they want. You can't change anyone. Keep your distance from those who drain you. So if there's anybody in your life who maybe it's just making you fearful of your love life, or for example is maybe talking negatively about your partner and you don't really like that, you don't really agree with what they're saying, remember that what others think of you is none of your business. Just stay in your lane. Unfortunately, people that do not have very interesting lives like to focus on the lives of others, but don't let it trip you up. Don't let it fuck with your energy. Just trust. This is the time where you ask for Spirit to give you the patience and the trust and the guidance to help you keep moving forward, so that you're not going crazy over what you can't take action towards. I think really this month is all about trusting that your blessings are coming and not allowing your own fears and anxiety to derail any positive energy you have going towards that. I do want to say that your anxiety doesn't necessarily manifest. I don't we always say what you think about is what you bring about, but I always kind of think that our negative thoughts don't necessarily manifest, because sometimes our negative thoughts are so unrealistic that they're not even possible. But other times, I think they just slow us down from reaching our manifestations because we're wasting our energy on shit that's not important. But we also have time for adventure. Turn waiting into living. Be spontaneous. Try new things. If not now, when? We also have free to fly. The past is behind you. No road takes you back. Give thanks for all you've learned and spread your wings. And finally, on the back of the deck, we have give freely. Support others. Give expecting nothing in return. I think there's also a good important point to that card. And I think that is only give when your cup is full. Only give when you feel ready to give. Don't give because you feel like you need to or because you're trying to please someone. Give because you genuinely want to, not because you are expecting something in return. I did quickly want to say with this Four of Cups in reverse though, that there may be like a solution that's been in front of your eyes this entire time that you may see in this month that you'll realize you were missing because you were so busy worrying about what to do. And for others, I do feel like it's just almost like the wait for something is over. And I think it's a manifestation in regards to love. That's the vibe that I get. But let's see what other advice Spirit has. So Spirit, what else do you want pile 4 to know when it comes to the month of October? Ooh, okay, so we've got Slytherin energy, ambitious, cunning leader. So somebody that would identify with the House of Slytherin, or you could be a Slytherin, could be significant in this month. Maybe it's a person here, or it could just be Spirit's advice of how to be guided in this connection, you know, to remember who the hell you are and how important you are. We also have Polyjuice, time to change. So yeah, there's definitely changes happening here. I feel like one thing that you need to do is to give yourself more credit. Oh, okay. I see love. Yup, there's definitely love in this pile. What is her name? I'm so sorry. I'm not a Harry Potter expert. I'm a novice when it comes to the world of Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure Emma Thompson plays her, but I can't remember her name. Anyway, she and I are seeing love for you. So that's exciting. We also have Epiphany. And on the back of the deck, we have safe. And I think that's really important to know. Not only are you safe this month, but your manifestations are safe this month. You are being protected. You are being guided. And I think that you will definitely have an epiphany this month where you will be like, oh my God, this was always coming in. Or, oh my God, like Spirit was trying to tell me that they were always trying to get this to happen the whole time. Or like, oh my God, Spirit's always been on my side. And like, my own negative thoughts have really been holding me back. I think it's really interesting too that there's this green and then this orange. So maybe like chakras you want to focus on are your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and your heart chakra. They're kind of actually the three in the middle, the ones that I didn't really mention when it comes to crystals, but maybe developing those and then using crystals to like aid any restless thoughts you have or any feelings of ungroundedness that you have could actually help you work on healing those middle chakras more. One thing that Spirit wanted me to tell you as well is that sound healing could be really effective for you. YouTube is a great place for sound healing. Like there are tons and tons and tons and tons of different meditations, sleep meditations, like sleep sound frequencies, ones that are directly tailored to certain chakras, lower chakras, higher chakras. Look into sound healing. Just like literally type into YouTube like sound healing and see what comes to you. I literally have like a giant playlist of just a bunch of different ones, and I'll just hit shuffle and like when I'm going to bed, like just be like, okay, Spirit, like what do you want me to listen to tonight? Like it's really, and honestly I think that it helps a lot. So especially if you're an auditory learner or you're clairaudient or you definitely like process a lot of information through sound, I think that it would be even more beneficial for you. Like I'm not a very like, I would say clairaudience is probably my weakest aspect, and sound is my least strong like sense. So the fact that it even helps me, I think, is something pretty significant. But we're gonna move on to your charms now, and I'm gonna shake up the charm box, and it is gonna be loud. So if you have headphones, make sure you turn them down, or if the volume is up really loud, make sure you like mute it for a couple seconds, because I'm gonna start shaking this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'm gonna close my eyes. I guess we're on the honor system, but I am closing my eyes, and we are just going to see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay, we have a lot that fell off on the sides, so we're gonna take those. Sorry, should I take, yes, take the dinosaur, the moon. There, I'll just show you. There's a couple guys like on here, so that's just what I'm taking. Oh, Capricorn, and the gumball machine, and oh, the happy camper. Okay, so let's look at these now. Let's start with this one. So if you felt drawn to the last pile, actually it'd be really interesting if you felt drawn to pile 3, because pile 3 had nothing to do with love, and this has everything to do with love. So if you felt drawn to more than one pile, I guess you could be drawn to any pile. Check it out. There may be more than one message for you here. This is kind of fascinating. I think when you're less specific and just allow the messages to come through, then spirit just really comes through with what you need to know. So if you guys like this, I may just do things in more of this format, maybe with less rambling shit from me, but you know, no promises when you come to ASOS. This is, listen, I'm the mayor of ASO Town. You're in ASO Town, and you never know what you're gonna get when you come to ASO Town. But I'm happy to have you here. So happy. Anyway, this charm to me is, you know, it's got the sun, the moon, and the stars, and I think that this, to me, like, there's a ton of different interpretations that I have for it, but it's always a reminder to me of like the divine plan, the fact that you are made in the image of God, that, you know, you are part of the universe, you are made of all of the universal elements, or I don't know if all of them, I didn't really pay much attention in chemistry, but like, you definitely got some of them, I know that for sure, and you are part of the universe, and I think spirit wants to remind you that you don't need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are just one tiny human, and it is absolutely unrealistic to expect yourself to like surpass these unrealistic expectations of what you should achieve or how far you should go at in a certain time. I think that spirit is saying that like, I think it's honestly in tandem with this moon charm, which the moon could be Pisces or Cancer energy. But I also obviously always see this as like your intuition. And I think one thing that spirit is saying is that like, you don't see the full you're not able to see the full divine plan for you. And there's good reason for that, because part of your divine plan is created and the other part of it is guided and directed by spirit. But at the end of the day, you have the final call. And so that's why it's really important to trust what your own intuition is saying about people, about situations, about what feels right to you, because when you are living in the physical world, it is very easy to be dissuaded by your surroundings. You know, humans are social creatures, and like, honestly, one of the most fascinating things about psychology is like, you know, how humans are just, you know, we just naturally follow the leader. Like, you know, if you've ever heard of the elevator experiment, it's literally just an experiment where someone will go into an elevator and face the opposite direction that everyone else is standing in, and it like makes people uncomfortable. Like, humans are just weird as hell. Like, we're just weird little, our biology is very fascinating, and like, we're animals, we're social creatures, and we're kind of constantly finding the balance between being an infinite soul and a decaying biological creature in the physical realm. And so I think spirit is saying, you know, you're never gonna fully know the truth, you're never gonna fully know what the right answer is to take, so you might as well just trust what feels right to you, trust your intuition, trust your own judgment, and trust that your guides are doing the very best that they can to make sure that your experience on this physical realm is as beneficial to you and your soul as possible, and that brings you the most benefits and blessings. Like, your guides are really your spiritual wingmen, and they want the best for you. We also have this dinosaur here. So to me, I do feel like for some of you, this could be a person coming back from the past. You know, dinosaurs to me always make me think of history, make me think of fossils. But I'm also kind of thinking of like, didn't they get wiped out by like a meteor or something? So maybe there was like a huge change recently that's gonna kind of wipe out like a lot of your previous beliefs. I don't think it's a meteor. I think it's maybe a metaphorical meteor where you may just like be realizing that a lot of your beliefs and ideas that you had about a certain manifestation or how things would play out have been just very narrow and limited. And I think one thing you're realizing as well is that you're safer than you realize. And ooh, what's really exciting is underneath that we have unexpected luck. So maybe white feathers are a sign that there could be something lucky happening. We also have the pocket watch. So I think that one thing that Spirit is saying is that, like, one, it's a reminder that divine timing is created in the present, but also, you know, don't be focused on the clock. Don't keep checking to see what time it is. Just keep focused on what you're doing. These manifestations will come in exactly when they're meant to. You're exactly where you need to be. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be. We also have this elephant here, and on the back it says be happy. And I think that Spirit is really saying just to not allow your thoughts to get the best of you this month, to focus on your own happiness, because that is what is going to lead you closer to these manifestations. And especially, like, if you're talking to someone and things are going really well, Spirit does not want you ruminating over all the potential things that could go wrong. Like, things are going right now. Like, embrace that and, like, explore it and be open to it, and don't freak yourself out. Like, just instead of, like, placing expectations or projecting what you want to happen on the situation, just be open to seeing it through until your gut says, okay, I've learned all I can here. And for certain connections, your gut says, we can learn with this person for the rest of our life. And other times our gut says, I think we can learn with this person for a season. But, you know, we may be open to more people in the future. But Spirit is saying, you know, all of these events are bringing you wisdom. And at the end of the day, they just want you to get closer to your own peace again. We also have the circus tent here. So things definitely could be a little bit chaotic around you. And you may find that, like, you feel like you're living in a circus. Oh, I just heard Brittany. You know, there's only two types of people in the world. The ones that entertain and the ones that observe. No shade to you. I'm just doing that right now. And baby, I'm just a put on a show type of girl. And you might be a put on a show type of person as well. I just like that song. I just think it's a good song. And I love Brittany. So, yeah. I was getting that and just being cheeky about it. But anyway, I do think that your life could be a little bit chaotic in this month. So do be aware of that. And I think that Spirit is saying, like, don't allow these things that you cannot control to affect your mood, to affect the way you behave, the way you act, the way you see things. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. Because there's just going to be a lot of bullshit and there's a lot of crazy shit going on in a circus, right? But focus on your own trapeze or whatever the hell you're doing there. Or if you're just a spectator, just be like, okay, just watch it. Be an observer and be like, I don't have to fix this. That's their own circus. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? Let's see. We also have the gumball machine. So I definitely think that this is Spirit's way of saying that there are blessings coming to you. And I do think that this blessing could definitely be a relationship or the healing of any difficult issues within a relationship. I think what Spirit is saying, what I like about the gumball is, like, the way that this will manifest for all of you is different. You know, the type of gumball you may get is different. The way it happens is different. But the point is you're all getting a gumball, or maybe a couple, depending on how many coins you put in the machine, right? So trust that these blessings are coming, but don't make assumptions on how they'll get there or what they'll look like. Let's see. We also have the robot. And honestly, this robot seems kind of tense and stressed, but, like, from this side, it kind of just looks like the robot is meditating. And I think that Spirit is saying, like, this may be a month of learning how to put your analytical mind in check. Because sometimes analyzing things can be good, and sometimes analyzing things can be just done to death and just done to the point where it's not useful anymore. So I think Spirit is asking you to be mindful of your own mind when it is giving you helpful solutions to things, or it is giving you fearful scenarios that cause you to just stress and ruminate more, because those things are not going to be very productive or helpful for you. And what's interesting is we already have 2 earth signs coming out. We have Virgo, which is all about practicality. So I think Spirit is asking you to be practical this month, to be focused on what you can control, as well as Capricorn, which I think this one says ambitious, if I can see it. Yeah, it does say ambitious. So Spirit is like, you have to balance this ambition with practicality. So, like, you know, if your ambition is to find, like, a life partner, and this person comes in and they seem like they could really be that, you know, don't place that expectation on them right away. Be practical and say, like, okay, even if I feel something deeper, I have to give this time and space to evolve and grow and see where it goes. So I'm not going to place expectations, and I'm just going to allow things to be. Because when I allow things to be, instead of hoping they'll end up being a certain way, then I can just judge based on what the situation is, if this is something truly meant for me or not, meant to help me evolve. There could also be some travel involved this month. Maybe somebody is traveling to you. With this happy camper here, I think that if you are taking a trip, I do think it will go well, and I think that you'll be very happy about it. You could be going on a retreat with your partner, or you could be going on a retreat with a romantic interest, or traveling with a romantic interest. That could be the start of something new for you. We also have the rainbow that says love wins, so this could be an LGBTQ plus connection, I think rainbows are the shit. Like, I think that rainbows are like just one of the best signs ever, and I love that it says love wins. So I think that Spirit is saying, like, even if it's not, like, no matter what type of relationship it is, or what type of connection you're dealing with, Spirit is really saying that, like, acting out of love, doing things out of love is what is going to bring the highest good of all. So, you know, the phrase, like, what would Jesus do? I always say, like, what would love do? Because, you know, Jesus was a person, but, like, love is just an omnipresent thing. And instead of projecting what we think a historic person would have done, and which, I mean, like, do that if that's for you. I mean, obviously Jesus was a pretty stand-up guy. Like, I'm not, like, saying, like, like, don't listen to Jesus. Like, I'm just saying, if that makes you uncomfortable, I say, like, what would love do, right? And I think that's the best way of seeing, like, when people say, like, what would Jesus do? You know, it's like, hopefully they're assuming that Jesus is acting out of love, right? So, like, it doesn't have to be Jesus. I'm just using Jesus as an example of people that we would consider somebody coming from a place of love, right? When you're unsure of how to act, just ask yourself this month, what would love do? What would be in the highest good of all? And one thing that I noticed as well is it just recently stopped raining, and you know what happens after it rains is you get rainbows. So you got to go through the rain to get the rainbows, right? And I think especially if this is a difficult situation with a significant other, I think that Spirit is saying that the love that you share between you two will be far stronger than any troubles that you have. But finally, we have an S and a C. So South Carolina could be significant. I also heard South Dakota. I heard the name Stephanie as well, and Candace. But I also heard the word, like, cherish. I also heard the word sconce. Somebody's doing some sconce shopping. That's a type of light for those of you who are not aware. It's a very adult word. C's could be significant, like a lot of C's, like maybe you're from maybe you live near the ocean, so like literal C's, or like you live in a city that starts with C's, or there's like a lot of C's related to your connection, or S's. But C's, like you might be seeing someone, but yeah, those could be significant initials as well. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on these, so feel free to pause the video and look at these closer if you'd like to, but I have weak noodle arms and I don't want to hold it for like 2 minutes. So pile 4, I think that's all I have for you guys. I really hope this message was cohesive. Wow, this really, like, Spirit took me for a ride today. I was not expecting this, but honestly, it was really fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you want to support me in other ways, you can like this video, comment on this video, let me know how it resonates for engagement. You can subscribe to my channel. All of those are free. You can also check out my social media, and if you're interested as well, my merch will be linked down below as well if that is something you are interested too. So I think that's all I have to say. Oh, happy belated birthday to my Virgos, happy birthday to my Libras, and to my couple of Scorpios that will be at the end of October. I hope you all have wonderful birthdays, and I also hope that you all have a wonderful October and a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this. I'm sending you so much love. I hope that it goes well for everyone, and I hope that you keep your anxiety in check. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!